Do it.
Self perfected. Let's go! Come and get the news, get some common sense too. Breaking through the filter that's been clouding the view. Step out the algorithm, take back control. No bias, no opinion, just pure gold. Tune in, wake up, it's time to reflect. What's best for all is what we dissect. No spins, no games, just the truth in your ear. Self-perfected, making things clear. So if you're ready to see and you're ready to choose, come and get the news with the common sense view. Self-perfected, making things clear.
Shalom. Hello.
Shalom.
Hello. How's it going?
You just said shalom?
Yeah.
What are you? I saw Trump just tweeted out this morning, praise be to Allah. Did you see that? Was that real?
Yeah, I looked it up it's on Truth Social.
That is
Damn.
insane.
You guys see this?
can we
Donald.
Show the tweet.
Share the tweet. Hang on.
That
hang
one?
on.
Okay. Well, I was going to start with the Easter miracle. That
No, you already
Trump
started.
Jr.
You can't start with something
Can't
and then
pull out.
say you're gonna start with something else. That's not how that works.
Yeah, you
Austin,
can't pull out.
amigos.
You
Are we
can't pull out.
amigos?
You can't pull out, Mitchell.
No, hang on.
Mitch got a haircut.
You guys, there's
Mitch
a
got a
Christmas
haircut. Now
miracle.
he's suddenly like full blown like alt right.
Guys,
He's like amigos.
guys,
Allah.
Okay.
look. Donald
What
Trump
is this?
Jr. has been praying to the one real God. This is the Easter miracle I was praying for today. Pilot WSO rescued and all rescue operators safely out of Iran. What an extraordinary mission behind enemy lines. Shot down on Good Friday, rescued on Easter. You couldn't ask for anything more perfect. Happy Easter all. Guys, we should just stop the fucking podcast.
It's happened. The
It was the most
miracle.
perfect thing.
Wait, was that
Nothing
Pilot
more
Jesus?
perfect could have possibly.
Was that
happened.
Pilot Jesus? He was shot down on Good Friday.
Right.
But God,
Rescued on Easter?
but who shot down Jesus? God actually shot down Jesus. He's like, dude, son, I love you so much.
Who else was gonna shoot him down? Nobody else could shoot him down.
But
It was
then
Jesus.
God came in as part of the rescue squad too.
Listen. Nobody else can kill Jesus. Except
Oh,
for
sorry,
God.
guys. No, that wasn't the most important tweet.
All right,
Tim,
here
what
we
was
go.
the one? You got the
This
other
is
one?
the one that Mitch actually started with. For all of you who weren't paying
This
attention,
is from the White House, guys.
This is from Donald Trump himself, Donald J. Trump. He says,
Can you please read it?
Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. What the fuck? Is this real? Is this real life? I feel like what's
Yes.
the kid's name? He goes to the dentist.
I feel like I died and went to Earth.
I feel that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy. That was.
Yeah, yeah.
I like. None of it was out of character except for the praise be to Allah. I'm like, what was that part about?
I never seen him tweet the word fuck.
True.
Listen.
Not that I'm aware
Listen.
of.
Okay. Here's what concerned me.
fucking
When I read this tweet, I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Was
This
this a
is
straight open?
madness.
Just for the record, right? The straight was open like 8 weeks ago before we killed Khomeini. It was just flowing fine.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Okay.
Okay. Here's what, to me, I'm like, it's so crazy. It makes me feel. Here's the thought that came in my mind. I'm like, why can't we just go back to Sleepy Joe? And here
I don't
is
know.
here's the problem.
Should
Here's the
transition to
problem
Cameron being president. I would
with
I would vote
with
for
left
that.
and
I'm gonna
right.
be like fucking fucker fucks every tweet. I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna put fuck in every tweet.
Yeah. No, but like that's the problem with left and right politics is it's like I feel like Trump came in and he was like, I'm gonna be so fucking crazy. They're gonna wish they're gonna wish they had Biden back.
Yeah, because okay, you see kind of the trolling back and forth with the creative memes. It's like this next level propaganda, and then there was a few that there were like zingers towards the U.S. And then did you see the White House one, the coming soon?
I don't know if I saw that one. What was the context?
So I'll just pull it up. You can see it because I can't even put words to it. Here's the White House page. So it's like you have Iran doing these kind of troll, and who even knows who's doing it, but there's these Lego movies that are like starring the U.S. like basically falling.
Oh, dude. Oh,
which
I
they're
got some good ones.
They're pretty
dude.
creative. But look at, oh shit, maybe they post like 10 times a day every day. The loading one.
Listen, I got you. Don't worry. Be happy. I got you, Sir Mitchell.
Guys, sorry,
While
they
you're
post too
searching for
much.
that.
They post too much. I'm gonna have to find it. I
You
thought
see
they
the-
posted like
The
once
State
a-
Department
a day.
tweeted this morning he is risen.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, dude.
There's no such thing as separation of church and state anymore. They gave up on that. They gave up on it. Okay. Here you go, Mitchell. Ready? Check this out. So this was one that was like from a while ago. This is weaponizing your childhood, the new propaganda playbook, right?
Oh
And
damn.
It's just showing. Maybe I can.
Oh yeah, this one.
You guys remember Wii?
Yeah, I remember seeing
Wii
this one.
Sports? Not gonna lie, this is actually kind of fun. So anyway, so that's that one.
Slam dunk.
Is this the one you were talking about, Mitchell?
Yeah.
It's crazy because, like, obviously they've got, the Legos, they got the Wii Sports. There's
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
but it's like an oversimplification, of like what's actually happening. It's like, oh yeah, these pinheads, you see the joke there. These pinheads won't stop making nuclear weapons, so we gotta strike them down just like that. Yeah, America, that's right, strike. Like it, or what?
Oh no!
Let me keep everyone safe.
Sounds great. Maybe not.
Now, there we go. Relax. Sometimes security comes with a little control.
I mean, this is really interesting propaganda, all around.
Because think too, I mean, they know people get programmed from their childhood, so it's hitting
GTA.
all that in the adults too.
Dude, they got the GTA version too.
It sort of like desensitizes you to it in a way.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Totally.
I saw this one. Check this one out. This is.
Did you just scroll past Japanese fart art?
I did actually. Where was it? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Japanese fart art because it's magnificent. You're looking at one of the Heigasen scrolls, a 34-foot-long hand-painted masterpiece, centuries old and entirely dedicated to fart battles. Look at it. The line work is impeccable, the composition is dynamic, and the farts are majestic. People are using fans to deflect incoming waves of flatulence. This poor cat is being launched into the air. There's a fart cavalry. And these people are trapping farts in a bag to create some kind of flatulence bomb. It's
So this is what you guys know me. This is what I watch.
What
when you
what
guys are-
dojo do I go to train? for
I
this?
can't tell you about that.
What is
I can't
this
tell you
martial
about
art? I want to.
that. I can't tell you about that. But check this one out. So this one's part 2. I wonder if I could find part 1. Part 1 was really good. Part 2 is like meh. But this is like, let me see if they have the part 1. No, it would take too long to find it. It's gonna take too long to find. This is like Mitchell going through his tweets over there.
I'm looking on mine too.
Oh no! All right,
Because it gives off the vibe of like you like we're crazy. Like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. We're fucking insane. I'm sure there's like MMA fighters that have that style where you're like, who's the guy who bit off someone's ear?
Evander Holyfield.
That kind of
That was
vibe.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
it
he bit off
Holyfield?
Evander Holyfield's ear.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So it was Mike Tyson. Yeah, it's kind of that vibe. It said something. It was
who's
just like
that one who was human trafficking? Oh yeah. Damn, I don't know their names. Shit.
I was really curious where you were gonna go with
I was
that.
gonna say one of the victims' names, but I don't know any of them.
Yeah, good job. Jennifer is her name. Okay.
Yes. What was I gonna say about? Well, whatever. Yeah, it totally. Trump. It's like every other day. He's like, "We're winning. We already won the war." It's not even a war. No, it's actually a war now, and we won. Anyways, could you guys stop blowing up our ships? If you don't stop blowing up our ships, we're gonna bomb you. And we won, guys. Next day, he's like, "We're gonna blow up the Strait of Hormuz if you don't stop." I'm like, dude, what is happening here? But that's part of it. It's like the next level of. But the weird thing about it is, it's not. None of this is targeted towards the enemy. It's not like Iran is unaware of whether they're still at war or whether they're winning or losing or what's going to happen. Like, it's like just for the citizens to be
Right.
confused. Like, why? Why do they need to confuse everybody that much? It's weird. Why can't we go back to the old days of war where it was just like, join the effort, like you're doing your part? Now it's just like a Lego movie battle. It's fucking crazy.
I did find this
Oh,
one.
I guess Mitch is
Like,
not.
what are we doing here,
not-
guys?
Yeah, no.
You guys see this one?
Oh, that was from the White House.
That
Yeah, I think they're
okay.
combating the whole like kid movie thing. Here we go. Found it, guys. Wow. This is so fucking anticlimactic, but I'll just show you anyway.
Yeah, show me.
Because this is
anyway.
after, so a lot of the new like Lego things were coming out. There was that one where it's like, we're gonna avenge all the Native Americans you killed and all the women you've killed and all this shit. And this is what the White House came back with. Soon. And this one, look at this.
No distraction. Oh yeah, and what was it? It was just they were launching like a social media app to get updates like on stuff. That was it.
This is it.
They
there
just
was-
went there was like a whole week where they were just
And then
posting
there's
weird
this.
cryptic
Here we
shit.
go. This is the other one. They were uploading all of these fucking weird, mysterious.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They were building it up to something weird, and then it was just like almost like a news app that's government curated.
Oh, we finally have it. We've got the 1984 news. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know what they call it. I don't remember what they
Minister
call it.
announcing the Ministry of Truth.
The Ministry of Truth. There you go. The Mini True. Mini True.
Yeah. So guys, we went to the moon this week. Did they like go around the moon? What
Who
happened?
went to the moon this week? You went to the moon?
Artemis, bro. Artemis 2.
Yeah, they're on their
Clearly
way.
not
They're still on
patriotic
the
enough.
way. They're still on
Don't
the
give
way.
it out.
Oh, they're on the
Okay,
way?
this is actually an interesting phenomenon going on.
They've never even been to the moon.
Have you guys been seeing all the stuff that's like, oh, the flat earthers are gonna hate this. Oh, they're just freaking out. Look, oh, flat earthers, they're gonna realize they were wrong. I'm like, is this
I've
the
not
point
been
of this? Is Oh yeah, it's like all over.
I've only been seeing these photos from the window of
Yeah.
Artemis. And first of all, I'm like, who's taking these photos? I'm not fucking buying it. Not one bit at all.
I don't
Who the
know,
fuck
dude.
is
It's
taking
weird.
these photos?
It's real weird.
Right? And why don't they say, like, okay, to me,
Couldn't they just go fucking live on Facebook and be like, "Hey guys, I'm actually here. It's actually fucking real." Guys.
I mean, if they could send a fucking photo, all the, like, why not?
Starlink.
They
Why
better
not?
they better have a fucking camera recording the whole thing so they can show it to everybody afterwards of like the
Listen.
actual real time
Yeah,
experience.
you would think.
Listen, I want to know. Yeah, like we have
Doesn't
the fucking
SpaceX
technology
do
for
that on all of their stuff anyway? Too. They have like.
I'm not
live
saying they
feeds
even
and
have to
shit?
broadcast it live. Just record all
No,
of
no,
it
I hear
and
you.
then-
I hear
yeah.
you. I agree. If I were going up there, I would take my phone up there with me, and I'd be like zooming in and be like, okay, look, maybe you can't see it that good. All
There's
right?
my mom's house.
like,
you know,
you know-
oh, that's where I grew up.
Fair enough. Look, when I went to the Grand Canyon, I took a photo, and I looked at the photo. I'm like,
This sucks.
this photo sucks. This is not what the Grand Canyon looks like. The Grand Canyon is magnificent, and this photo does not do it justice. So fair enough, I could see that, like.
Yeah.
But if you were to at least do that, they're not even doing that. And here's the other thing. When they send these photos that are like from Artemis or whatever, who took the photo? I want to know. John up there, and John took this photo. Lisa up there took this photo. The black guy took this photo. Like, tell me who took the fucking photo. Like, oh, this magnificent photo was shot by so and so. None of that. It's just photo from Artemis.
Yeah,
Look at that.
that
It's
press
beautiful,
conference
isn't it?
thing too was pretty weird.
What about it?
Which press conference?
You saw the dude. Well, give me 6 minutes so I can find it.
Give me 6 minutes so I
But
can
what
find
was it
it.
before they left? You mean, or what?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
No, there was like a line in there, very cryptic. Everyone jumped on it.
Did you hear about how like the toilet's broken?
Drama.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
some
that's the only
exhaust
thing I heard
vent or
about.
something like froze over, so they can't flush the toilet, so it's just backed up, and so like they're literally full of shit. Like seriously,
That's funny.
literally.
That's
Like the one thing that went wrong. So they spent $93 billion on this, and they couldn't figure out to make the toilet work, and they only have one toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of fucking sense.
But
Well, I mean, it does
they
make
brought
sense.
49 tortillas and maple syrup. Also, there's so much weird. If I look at what is all the propaganda, it's all about like, because one of the guys is Canadian,
Yeah.
and so it's about like uniting Canada together, and then also, the whole. I was tweeting you guys or texting you guys about this. Like their Fartimus 2 Japanese fart art. I gotta show that one. That's pretty good.
Okay, Keith. Okay. I'm with you this whole way. I like it.
They're gonna fart their way to the moon. Okay. Think about when the moon landing happened in the 60s, and like every American was like, yes, I'm so proud to be an American, and like this is so amazing and we're so great. So I feel like they're trying to bring back that energy, sort of.
Yeah.
You know?
But I feel like
and-
that only works on boomers. You know what I mean?
Well, and then I was thinking maybe that's what it's about. It's about somehow
Like generating more energy from the boomers to like
like to kind of
consciousness
keep
moving
accepting
forward.
everything, like
Dude, Keith, what if it was Fartimus 2, right? And it's the Japanese fart art, and then they're stuck in space and they have to like fart their way home. That would be hilarious.
yes. That
It's like the Apollo movie. They're like, shit, we're stuck, or whatever happened in that movie. That'd be very funny.
yeah.
Just fun.
Houston, we have a problem. They're like, what's the problem? Oh shit, you're stuck in space again? He's like, no, I can't take a shit. That's the problem. Well, when you guys are ready to move on from Fartimus 2,
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I
I can't
I've got
find the thing.
something.
But the guy, he basically admits That he's like, yeah, we haven't been to the moon. Like he said that in the press conference, and maybe he
no,
was referring to he hasn't been to the moon.
Yeah, and there was one thing where they said it's our first time going to the moon,
That was it.
and we're gonna have a craft in low Earth orbit, like referring to, I guess, the International Space Station.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're admitting they never been to the moon," and then I'm like, yeah, if you were gonna try to like reduce confusion, this would be the worst way to say it. This would be like the worst thing to say in a fucking press conference. And everyone's like, "You're just low IQ. You can't fucking comprehend." Like, obviously, he means it's the first time we're going to the moon and we have something in low Earth orbit, and how cool that is because they'll be able to talk to each other. And I'm like, fine. Then you shouldn't have said it's our first time going to the moon and we're gonna have something in low Earth orbit. Like. Maybe you should have phrased it differently. Meaning, if you're taking responsibility for the fact that the conspiracy theorists are going to lose their minds, like you would phrase it very clearly. I don't know. Especially if the goal is they want to own all the flat earthers. Yeah, it's so weird, man.
People confused.
Yeah.
Just
I was
too
looking for this
distracted.
video that I saw that was pretty funny. It was this animation of an eagle in a suit walking around, and he sees a
I know what you're talking
squid.
about. Yeah,
You saw it?
You sent me that.
Oh, I did send it to you. Oh,
Yeah, you sent it to me.
okay. If I sent it to you, then I know I can find it. Thanks. All right, Mitchell. What else is happening over there in Mitchell Land?
Packing.
Okay.
Mitchell
Packing
Meme
the
Land.
What are you
cruise.
packing? What are you packing? Like
Yeah,
a,
what you packing?
I don't know.
like
Jess
a
is packing.
22, a 9mm?
No, Drake. No guns.
You're not.
Just
You're not packing heat?
my swimsuit, and yeah, basically gonna be chilling at the pool all day,
Okay.
eating food.
You're chilling at the pool
You guys,
all
there's
day
a dress
today?
code. You better watch out. We were watching
You
some
know-
videos beforehand. Better be
you know I
dressed,
don't have a
dressed your
pool,
best. You what?
Which- I don't have a pool. I know I live in Florida. I don't have a pool. I have a pond.
Oh, with gators?
I mean,
Are there
the
ever
rule
gators in that
here-
pond? See,
the
how I
rule
picture this.
here-
So in Minnesota, we have deer everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I picture Florida. Besides Miami. I know they cleaned it up in Miami, but by you, Drake, I'm picturing.
What is the alligator situation like? Because we went to that. I've been to Florida a few times,
Yeah.
and like at the hotels, sometimes they'll have like golf courses and big bodies of water, and you'll see the alligators. Is it like that generally when you're in Florida? Like just
I'm not
walking around, do
understanding
you
the
see
question.
alligators like just out and about, or is it like you have to kind of be in specific places to see them?
More so, you'll see them more often in specific places. But the rule of thumb in Florida is if it's a body of water bigger than a pool, then you can expect that there's an alligator in there.
Bigger than
Okay.
just like a normal swimming pool?
Yeah.
So they're not like walking across traffic.
Not generally, no.
Like if you're at Chipotle, you don't walk outside and there could be like an
There's
alligator.
a gator
there.
just like, hey,
No,
fucker.
no. But like we assume in every lake there's going to be a gator.
Okay, so if you're near water,
Okay, so don't go
Chances are
swimming in
there
Drake's
might
pond.
be.
Got it. Okay, noted.
don't take a bath at Drake's house. Got it.
Don't. Yeah.
If you spill some water in the kitchen, watch out.
Yeah. If you spill a lot of water. Okay, I found it. Thanks for stalling. Check it out.
Stalling. That was not a stall. That was enlightening.
That was my best material, dude.
That was an enlightening journey.
I'm glad we used that already. Okay, check it out. This is Chinese State Media.
你没事吧？你是谁？来我家做什么？你是不是打算用油来炸鱿鱼？我们只是研究拿来点灯用来生产而已呀！别听他狡辩，他搞出来是想炸我们的，搞定他，把他炼油的东西都砸了。哼，还狡辩，没人比我更懂怎么用油。不过我们也不是不可以商量。 你竟然偷袭我！你
Wait, next scene.
以后他在院子里面石油都是我的了。
长老，打死他，给我们的长老报仇！大哥怎么进去这么久？不是说吓吓那个老头就行了吗？
急什么？大哥一定会带给我们一个惊喜的。出事了！别管大哥了，快跑啊！
哎呀，别打了，别打了！我一定会回来的哦。
I can't tell. Is this AI or is it actual
Claymation?
actors?
I don't...
It looks so consistent. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
Like I was the same voice of the actor the whole time, so I couldn't tell if the squid was talking or the bird was talking.
Dude, I just
Yeah.
thought that was really funny. I thought it was clever. Well done. You know?
Is that the Chinese government making this shit, or is that just like someone like me, like on their computer?
I have no idea.
Who
but
knows?
but it's all propaganda. And I mean, notice this is the way that we communicate now to the people. It's and to be fair, we've done this, you know, since Walt Disney time at the very least, where they would have cartoons, political cartoons, right? But this is like the only way to get across a message, it seems now. Like people cannot actually think further than a little short meme. You know, it's got like a few words here that's funny. Yes, I agree. You know, or a cartoon or something like that. And so it's interesting because you have to be able to talk now to the average person. You have to be able to talk down, like really far down, so that it can click with them. And you have to like get into their emotions somehow so they can go, yes, you're right. Because that's
Makes
the only
sense why
thing
they
I
would do
listened to.
Lego and shit like that from our childhood. Activate that core memory.
I was talking about Snow Crash on one of my live streams this past week, and
Snow crash, snow crash.
one of the
snow
ideas
crash.
being that the message itself is not the point. It's like the virus within it, right? And I was reading there's books that people have written about Snow Crash where like they analyze it.
Yeah.
And one of them, the guy was saying like the idea that like like when a body gets a virus, like when a virus is in a body and it whether your body, like whether you get sick or not, doesn't depend on you understanding the virus any more than the person who doesn't get sick doesn't understand it. It's like a function of it. It's like a code within there. And I think that's kind of the purpose of this kind of stuff. It's not about explaining something so you understand it. It's about sending a certain message to you that you'll act upon in some way or not act upon, you know. But it's not about the actual information. So they're not trying to convey an explanation. They're programming you with something else. Like in that case, it's like even the Chinese propaganda, it's still just making the whole thing seem silly and funny. So you're not thinking about it actually. You're not
Yeah.
Even though it seems like it's trying to tell you something, it's more just you just become like, oh, it's like a cartoon that's happening. So you actually like within yourself respond to the events as if it's all just a big cartoon. Oh, look at what Trump's doing. Even like we were doing in the beginning, it's like, oh, it's so silly. You know, so it's like the way in which they're presenting the information is more important than like what they're trying to tell you.
You're saying the medium is the message.
I should write a book about that.
You should.
I should definitely.
You should. I would at least, you know, look at it.
I would be very interested in that. You'd have two fans.
I'll use a pen name.
What
I'll
would
put
it
it
be?
in I'll put it in a time machine and go
Mammary
back.
Mope.
Cameron McLucope.
Would you yeah Cameron Marshall McLuhoke that one?
Yeah.
Is that,
Guys, what should
yeah.
Cameron's pen name be? Put it in the chat.
Marshall McLuhan. That's what it should be.
Marshall McCameron.
All
Yeah,
right,
that would be good.
Did
Hey,
you
I
guys see
made,
the?
Oh,
go ahead.
I made it
Sorry,
for
you have
the
something
peripheral.
important to say.
Go ahead, Mitchell.
I made it for their peripheral to where it's getting very good. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay.
Took,
All
me,
right.
took me long enough, but now I'm like chugging through the pages.
Mitchell.
For a while, I was like, this is the most confusing fucking thing I think I've ever read.
We're gonna go on a cruise soon, and you get to just like, hey, can I ask you a favor, Mitch? Actually,
You can ask. It will not necessarily be granted, though.
can you pack agency in your bag?
You're going to read it in 4 days?
You
Okay.
could.
So you read peripheral? You can have agency. And then
Wait, you
just-
haven't read Agency yet?
No, I
No,
started it.
I
And
haven't
then
gone
you're
to
like,
the bookstore and get it.
Oh no, Agency's the second one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so you're reading Peripheral now?
Yes. You
So you finished Agent? Did you stop
you-
reading Agency?
You
Are you
stopped
asking
him
me or
from
Drake?
reading agency.
I'm asking Mitch.
He's asking.
oh,
you,
yeah,
Mitchell.
yeah. So I started agency, and then you're like, oh, you should actually read
Oh,
peripheral.
okay.
So I got
I
peripheral.
thought
He
you
listened
ignored
to
what
you.
I was saying. Oh, okay.
No, he
I didn't know
listened
that.
No.
That's why I
No,
was like
Mitchell actually-
confused. I was thinking you were still on the one you had started. I was like,
Listen,
okay.
Cameron.
No. So I'm
Mitchell's
I'm on-
not like you or I. He actually listens.
Well, I was confused about it because you were like saying it's confusing, and I'm like, Agency is really not that confusing.
No. Peripheral is.
That was the same experience.
Yeah,
Do you know
'cause
about how far
told me,
you are?
You told me like you got to get kind of through the first 50 pages. I was on like page 60, and I was still like, this is fucking confusing. And then finally it clicked, and I was like,
Yeah. Now I was
This is
estimating the page number. It's probably 60 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very unclear like what exactly is happening, but you can see, especially as you keep going, you'll be like, oh, there was a reason he did that. You know, because the characters were confused. They didn't
sensing
know
that.
what the fuck was going on. So
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
try
and
to
then-
give you
then
more
You
information.
can kind of discern like, okay, these characters are important. These ones is just kind of like some mumbo jumbo going on. But Drake, to answer your question, I'll bring you agency if Christine can make me some extremely good dessert.
Bro,
It doesn't have to be key lime pie. It could be something way simpler.
listen, Mitchell.
Oh, like
listen,
when
Trying
you're
to
there.
eat well at your house,
Listen.
which I know I will.
listen.
I want the foodie experience.
Listen, Mitchell. Mitchell. I just want to let you know, just so you know, as you're heading over here, Christine's already like, so we'll make this, and this. I'm like, you're gonna blow Mitchell's mind. He's gonna.
I'm bringing you agency. Christine, do you
He's
want
gonna
to
be like,
I got you, Christine.
And Christine was
Drake.
like, "Do you think Mitch? I think Mitch and Jess would like this dessert." I'm like,
The only thing I don't like is tuna and mayo. So if she goes making some fucking tuna sandwich with mayo on it, I would still honestly eat it, probably because Christine's a good cook or whatever you call it.
Drake, do you have any books you'd like to read? I've got a whole bunch.
Cameron, how's that book? The
Have you ever read any Charles Strauss? Yeah, I got some Charles Strauss.
Dude, that's what
I'll steal a book off of Katie's book.
I don't
nightstand.
know.
I don't care.
Okay, there's something to this
Tell
whole
me
like
what you want.
message.
But
message is the
I don't
medium
understand
thing.
why you're asking me this, Cam. What?
I know I'm coming to your house, right?
You are?
Yes.
He's just gonna door knock and show up, and then
Um,
hand you a Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah,
you'd be
I
like-
don't know if I'll
it's
be
like, guess
here.
I'm moving in.
I'm really busy, Cam.
Do you actually not know, or are you joking
What?
that we were going to be visiting you?
Katie says, "Don't you dare," and I don't know what she means. I don't know if she means "Don't
I'm
you
going to
dare
take
come to
some
my
of the
house."
books off of her bookshelf.
Well, you're gonna have to talk to her about that. I don't know. So
Cam,
Yeah.
how's that Charles Strauss book? Because
Dude,
this,
it's good.
this is what I realized.
is that the
going
Revenge of the
through
Nerds? That one?
Rapture of the
Yeah.
Nerds. God damn it, dude. Every
that's
single
what-
person.
Revenge of the Nerds was some 80s movie, which I never saw.
That's what he's.
But
reading.
I think there's something to this whole message in the medium thing because I can still appreciate Accelerando. I read it with Aristotle when I had to watch him for a week right after Xander was born. I had like a week where I was like gonna be full on with him. So we powered through Accelerando. And I remember being so mind blown. Like I didn't know you could write a book like that. Where at the beginning of each chapter he's like, it's the year 3700, whatever. Post singularity, blah blah blah. This happened. And he's like talking about time and dimensions and fucking technology. And he's like, yeah, the nanodust cloud has now taken over, so everything is like this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how does he even do this? And it was so riveting for me that it's like the medium, because I kind of forgot even what the book was about. I mean, it was very clever, but it was more the world building is what they call that.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fucking.
You'll
so
probably
cool.
like Neptune's Brood. It's very similar like that.
Is it Charles Stross?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let me read that first and then get back to Peripheral.
This one would be like if you took a Charles Stross, that whole like experience you had, but then you made it kind of Snow Crashy.
No, Cam, don't go saying that.
Why?
I don't think Mitch would like that.
No, I'm definitely gonna like that. I'm gonna not read Peripheral now.
Like, you know how Snow Crash, it's like, we were talking about it on one
Do
of the
they talk
streams,
about
I think.
Enki and shit?
Somebody used the word facetious. It's a little bit facetious. It's like kind of
Okay.
being flippant and silly about things. Whereas with like Accelerando,
God
it's
damn.
it's kind of being serious about it. Although there's a little bit of funniness too as well, but or like Asimov, right? He's like totally serious.
Yeah,
You know? He's not like being silly. But like Snow Crash, like the guy's a pizza delivery driver for like the mafia.
yeah.
It's like that's
and they
funny,
like have that
right?
funny terminology, like harpoons. They call them like pooning the fucking things on the road. I thought that was like
Yeah. So
entertaining.
Rapture of the Nerds has a lot of that where it's
Mm-hmm.
it's all kind of tongue in cheek, but also giving you serious ideas. I'm telling you, I was telling Katie this
Neptune's
morning.
Brood or the Rapture one.
Rapture.
Okay.
It'd be like if Charles Stross sat down and was like, you know, all these things Cameron's been talking about, I think I'm gonna do him a favor. I'm gonna take all of them. I'm gonna take every single idea he's ever talked about on any podcast or anything, and I'm just gonna wrap it all into one sci-fi story and connect all the dots together completely. Transhumanism, transgenderism,
No way. Seriously?
uploading to the cloud,
That sounds
religious fervor, like just like everything, apocalypse. Like I'm telling you, it's like all of it in there. It's interesting, and as you read it, the more sci-fi you've read, it's like every page he's referencing some either philosophical idea that you've heard about or a specific like a terminology he's borrowing from like another author that they for that word
hilarious.
like if like I think he even says a peripheral in there as well.
Wow.
I don't know if it was written before or after peripheral, but and that may not be a term that William Gibson coined. I don't know, but he uses very specific, like even obscure shit that I only know because I had looked up a book one time and thought about reading it. I'm like, oh, he's
This is
using
like
a word
this
from
is
that.
like porn for Cameron, basically. It's like
It's
sci-fi
like
porn.
it's like the best way I can think about it is kind of like Ready Player One, where they use a lot of like pop culture references and stuff like that. But this
I
is
did
like
not
all the
read that one.
references are from.
I haven't read
sci-fi.
Ready Player One. Is it?
I watched the movie. I didn't.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You still get that whole. It's like referencing
Actually, I did
Pac-Man
enjoy
and
the
Mario
movie.
and all
Oh,
that.
sure.
You know what I liked about the movie? The lottery kind of theme to it. That's what I liked about it.
You like the lottery theme? Okay, have you read Ender's Game?
Yeah,
haven't.
just like
You have, Drake?
Ender's Game. Yeah, I've read Ender's Game.
Okay. So I was listening to this
Did you watch the movie or you read the book?
no, I haven't read either, but how it came onto my radar. Like I had kind of heard about it, but that guy Demis Hassabis, he's the guy behind DeepMind and like does
Yeah.
stuff with Google.
Yeah.
He I was listening to a podcast about his new book and he's like extreme. Very extreme. And when he was a kid, he was in all these chess tournaments and stuff. It reminds me a lot of actually How You're Racing Max, but he was like winning chess stuff at age 9 or whatever. But then his dad was super abusive though, so that's the part where it splits because Cameron's not like that. I mean, the dad's like yelling at him after chess matches, like, "Why the fuck did you let that happen?" All that.
Yeah, that's why
So-
Max isn't obsessed with chess. I'm not making him feel like. his
But then
fucking
what's
self-esteem
interesting
depends
is so Demis apparently when he was a kid read this book Ender's Game, and it's like the plot is that there's like a kid who gets I think taken from his parents. He gets put in this elite military boarding school for like some space thing.
on it. Demis
and
is
then
like,
he-
if only.
Well, so but he said that he read that book and then it helped flip his perception where one day he realized after the chess tournament, like everyone was leaving that place basically exhausted. They had put all their mental power towards this. And he's like, this is dumb. Like imagine all this mental power just going to a board game. Like
Right.
what if we actually had people working on solving problems for the world? So that was like an eye-opening experience for him. And so I just found that fascinating because I'm sure there's so many of these AI guys that are doing that shit that have used sci-fi, like sci-fi informed their whole worldview. But
I'll tell you,
we can come in with that next level of it, right?
I'll tell you that book, I was like, I didn't really like it.
Were you already started with TT in the whole process?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why I didn't like it because it was just like really abusive towards children. It's just like
sure.
it's just like fuck these kids up, like fucking break that kid's arm, make this kid feel like he's the cause of all the problems in the world. Just lie to him. Just fucking do whatever you got to do to like turn this child into a machine for you. Basically, it was very ruthless towards children, right?
Interesting.
Dude, I want to play this a little quick. I sent it to you guys, I think, but it kind of is along the lines of what you were just saying, Mitch.
But
did you guys watch this one?
yes,
No.
I watched.
I haven't seen
I
it.
watched.
I have to put
What
the
is it?
sound on. Hold on one second.
It's that girl.
How much they genuinely believe that they are on the path to creating something akin to an AI god, and that this is going to have cataclysmic shifts on civilization. And they've developed an entire vocabulary around this. Like when you listen to them talk, if you have not been exposed to their fanaticism in the past, you wouldn't even understand what they're saying because their vocabulary has become so specialized. And
this is actually due to a lot because of science fiction, but also science fiction also gives you the parallel. Like for example, Foundation, they end up destroying all the robots, and then like in Dune, the same thing happened. They destroy all the AI as well.
there is definitely a science fiction element to it, which is that a lot of the people who work in the AI industry and are big fanatics of creating AI were huge science fiction buffs growing up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can
that's
see that.
Insane. It is obvious, yeah.
You know,
So
like-
this is what's interesting because I was at the mall yesterday because me and Jess was like, I could probably pack in 2 hours if you guys just leave the house. Can you just take the kids? I was like, great. So we walked around the bookstore at the mall and I found the book. So I got it and I started reading it. And
Which book?
Ender's Game?
No, the guy Demis Hassabis. It's like a brand new book that just came out.
Oh,
This guy
okay.
profiled him and
I'm glad I asked which book.
yeah. But he like
Started
goes
talking about
in
my
on
life
Ender's
there.
Game. Like there's so much that was such pivotal to his worldview. But the reason I find it fascinating is because he is like one of the most missionary evangelist zealot type. I don't know if zealot would be the right word, but he's like so on a quest to try and figure out how to make this hyper intelligent AI god thing. And then he's really into the neuroscience. So he's like the system's perfect person to be the front runner. I mean, he won a Nobel Prize and stuff, but he has this. So he's like trying to bring through this idea of like, I want to live my best life and I want to make the world, quote unquote, be as best as it can be through using AI to get there. So it's like the systems version of this. So I'm like seeing this and he goes, he's hyper competitive. So he's like, if I do my absolute best, I basically have to push the limit. So he gives the example, like if I'm going to do my best in a marathon, I need to push myself to the extreme where literally I cross that finish line and I pass out and I'm in the hospital. So I don't die, but I did my best. That's his version of best. Like, wow. Like it gives you the perception of how the elite would look at, oh, this is my best effort when
Mitch,
he's not really factoring
just the way
in.
that you're expressing that right now, you know, one of the things that it's really clear as you're saying that is the problem that people have with Best for All is that they don't trust other people. You know, like
There's so much to it. And is it like best for all in this exact moment, or is it like a net best for all, you know?
Right.
Because for example, if I'm gonna do my best in a marathon and fucking almost die, well, what are my actual, you know, if my actual purpose is I want to be the best marathon runner for the rest of my life, I would probably act differently. So it's just like throwing shit at the wall, claiming it's best, kind of seeing what sticks.
Well, okay, so people don't trust. First of all, they don't trust themselves. That's the huge part, right? They equate best with suffering. That's a good point, Katie.
Yeah.
They don't trust other people, and then it's like they have a bias towards like what are you calling best, and I don't agree with that, and I don't think you can get it done even because if you think about it, there's certain people that they would put in a position of like, hey, I want to get the best result for this, there's certain people that they would trust to get that result, right? Like, I don't know. I'm sure you can imagine. I want the best electric vehicle, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get Elon Musk to build that for me or whatever, you know, and you would trust that, or they would trust that. I'm saying like just the average person, but then when somebody's saying, hey, I'm gonna make the world best, like there's an immediate, for the average person, immediate, like the first question is like, I don't know you, I don't know
What
that
does
you
best
have,
mean?
you know, good intentions actually for me. You know, like I'm sure, you'll
Dude,
make
it really
best for
like
yourself.
forces a point though, because it brings that up because no one's ever pushed best for all, really,
Yeah.
ever. There's kind of
Yeah.
like the make
Well-
the highest good that like kind of caught on in the spiritual circles. I mean, you had
Well-
Jesus like
Consider
Kinda
this,
talking
because you know, there was the what's the guy's name, Thomas More, who came up with the book about utopia, right? And that was actually like, it was shitting on the idea that there could even possibly be a best for all. That's what the purpose of that was, you know. So people have been trying to bring something to the surface, right? But like, I want to look into that even more now, understanding Thomas Jefferson a little bit more, and you know, our founding fathers, and how their view of Christianity was, and all of that, because it's almost the way that I thought about it before was that everyone just kind of had this idea that that's not possible, but only based on that book, right? But now with the understanding of like the way that Thomas Jefferson was actually a really critical thinker, who's looking at, like, you know, history, ethics, and, you know, looking at how, you know, Christianity's presented, and how it just doesn't make sense, and he's looking at what would be best within that context from what he knows, you know. And it makes me wonder, did they actually have within them the thought of it could be possible maybe in the future, maybe as we go on with technology, maybe we don't have the resources right now to do that, and then somebody is coming in and going, no, here's all the reasons why it wouldn't work, because you know, you'd have to have some dictator in control, and this and that, and see that this would never work out, and so it can never just be best, and so you just got to be enjoying what you have right now, and, you know, just basically keeping people down. I don't know. I'm just speculating right now as I'm thinking about it.
But also the starting point within Demis Hassabis is like, I don't know him obviously, but it's coming from a point of what he's experiencing as himself, and trying to push that experience of himself to a certain extreme. So even when the person says, oh, because, you know, it'll be best, that's not really actually how they're thinking about it within themselves. Like, they're not actually thinking about best for all. They're just imagining themselves being the person that creates this thing, or it's like an extreme peak experience within themselves that they're going for. So the actual self-honesty of what they're doing, it's not about best for all, because best for all is much more mundane than that. And we don't need AI to create what's best for all, because it's not to say that it couldn't aid us in continuing to improve things in a way that's best for all, but that's not how people are looking at it. They're like, if we create this intelligence will solve all our problems for us, which implies we really can't solve any of our problems right now. How is that going to change the fact that people aren't considering that you should give as you want to receive? Like, it's an internal thing that we're all accepting. How is an AI going to change that?
Right.
It'll only just add to the not taking responsibility for things, because it can solve all our problems for us. So I don't need to change.
So
it's missing the point.
So, okay. So, but the reason why I was bringing that up is because I could see that, like, this guy doesn't know what's best for all. But then I could also see that that would be the immediate thought that somebody who doesn't know us might have. Is like, you know, as soon as you say best for all, that's probably the immediate thought that they have is, how are, like, I don't trust that that's actually going to be best. Right? Which is obviously why we explain and why, you know.
But yeah, I'm not asking the person to trust me.
Right.
That's not the point. The point is I'm supporting them to see this for themselves. Not trust me, give me power so I can go do what's best for all. Like, that's not even the starting point of it. It's to get the other person to realize, oh, I should actually live from what's best for all. Someone says, well, how can we know what's best for all? It's like, well,
shouldn't we try and figure it out?
let's are you considering it now?
Yeah.
Or are you saying, well, how could we know?
intention?
Therefore, I'm not going to consider it. Like, which is it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because doesn't mean just suddenly all the problems are solved, but they will never be solved. And this is a perfect example of it. If no one has that starting point, then there's going to be expressions in our world of people who are like, well, I'm going to solve all the problems then. And I think it's this way. So you create a computer under the idea that intelligence itself will solve all the problems. But intelligence in itself, it's not like there's just not enough of one intelligence, or like intelligence has been pushed to the limit enough to solve all the problems. And the way they're trying to do it is with a computer. It doesn't make logical sense. Like, a computer can't solve all the problems.
Yeah. Or he's like, yeah, I also wanted to understand neuroscience because then you can understand the mind, because our mind comes from basically mapping our neuroscience. This is like his assumption, right?
Right.
And then there's lines where he's like, yeah, because, you know, the mind creates reality. And I'm like, aha. So yeah, because you can see it. Like, that's why I enjoy reading it, because you can see now this is one of the main guys in the world fucking pushing it forward. So I could just see for myself, like, this is what he's saying. I can see the flaw in it, but it also now helps me have more context by which I can help really get through. Yeah, we're here to help people really consider what's
neuroscience
best.
map every single cell in the body?
Probably not. It's probably just the neurons.
Okay, so
It's also super limited. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
it's not that if you study neuroscience, there isn't a lot of information there, but it's all so limited actually in terms of the total context of everything. It's
the base assumption is that, like, your mind comes from your brain.
If I could just figure out how this thing works, I'll know everything.
Yeah.
I'll know how we think. And it's like, no, there's aspects to your mind that you can't physically observe. Like, you can't run an experiment to prove it. Not with the way science is right now.
Yeah.
We don't even understand how quantum mechanics works.
It's interesting because there's like a lot of like base assumptions that are like that, where it's like, okay, but you're assuming I assume that thing, and then you're like taking that as if that's fact and then running with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we've had this conversation a lot of times, many times, you know, within math even. It's like, okay, so but I would have to assume that all those things that you said before were true. And if they are true, then okay, yes, I can see how you could get to this conclusion. But if they're not true, that is like a moot point. Like it's just a fun exercise that you're doing for no real purpose, you know?
Okay, I got to tell you this concept from the book I'm reading.
Go ahead.
So I'm not going to give too much context because it'll spoil things, but...
What book are you reading?
Rapture of the Nerds. I'm almost done. I'm like this much left.
Revenge of the Nerds?
Is it going on the book list, Cameron? It's good enough?
Oh,
for
for
the book
sure.
list, right?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Top of the list.
Oh, sweet. All right.
I'll tell you what book I'm reading right now, Cam.
What?
You would not like it. I'm reading
Grains of
Demon.
Sand in My Pocket.
Demon?
Demon.
I'm going to go back and read all of them.
I'm reading it.
But I just...
I
is
don't
it the
like
style? What is it?
It's the style.
You know what? Okay, so that's... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
I do
don't
know how to explain
I don't want to impose my preference on everybody because I think there's
Sure.
value in reading the books.
I will say this. Christine really enjoyed it. I do think there's value in it.
Yeah,
like I'm getting a lot out of it. I just
It's like
don't
eating your
prefer the
vegetables.
style.
Yeah, I think especially in terms of understanding a lot of the adding to the context of how the elite are thinking about what they're doing. I think there's a lot in there.
There's so it's actually okay. If I'm not shitting on it, it is fun. It is like it's very entertaining. There's a lot to it, and there's it'll make you think like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool concept. Like, very interesting. The way I perceive it is it's kind of like, you know what it is? I have this thing, and I think you have this too, Cam. When something's like becomes really popular,
yeah,
you know, it's just like, I'm not that interested in it anymore.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that, but it has that sort of a style to it. It's kind of like reading. Yeah, Katie said it's not high vocabulary or poetic. Yeah, I think it's more like, we read so much, and there's a lot of literature that's just really, I don't know. It's like I always say, it's like reading Tom Clancy.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's more like to me, it's like watching an HBO movie. That's what it's like to me.
Yeah, well,
it's
actually, that's a good
or
point.
not movie.
I don't really
HBO
like watching.
show.
I don't like watching shows and TV and movies.
Right.
Anymore,
To
I'd
me,
rather read.
Yes. So it's like watching an HBO show. Where like this is what I was telling Christine. I'm like, this is every HBO show. Period. It's got some like, very exciting like drama. There's like a murder, like some, like there's like, this romance going on over here, and that is just like, it's like watching an HBO show. They're very popular. People love them. It's not my style. I see what the appeal is, but but I am getting good things out of it.
I will read the rest of his books. But what was I gonna say?
The lighting is dark as hell. Yeah, I mean, gets it. She knows.
What is that?
And HBO shows.
Oh,
That's funny.
okay. So the book I'm reading right now, it's called Rapture of the Nerds. There's a whole lot of context. The book goes all over the place. So there's no way I could sum it up very easily. But there's a part where someone's in sort of, let's just say, so I don't spoil it, we'll assume it's more like they're in a virtual reality. So that won't spoil it because it's not actually the case. But let's assume you're like in a virtual reality kind of. And you're not tied to your physical information processing. Like literally anything you imagine can be true, right? And you would experience it physically in this virtual reality, let's say. But there's this part where the character is trying to bide their time, and so they can by spending more processing time, they can experience like a whole year that objectively is only like 1 second. So they call it subjective time. So they can go and like spend like 5 years like studying something and then come back, and it's only been like in the middle of a conversation. And it's like they can.
I could go read Peripheral and then come back.
Like I could slow everything down so you guys are like, and then I'm off doing whatever I want to do, but like in another dimension. Damn. So there's this part where they spend like, I think it said like 100 years just watching TV. But the reason why is because they're trying to take a break from something, and they're watching this TV channel, and they say that it's being like, it's like you can just infinitely click next channel, next channel, next channel. But because it's being generated by let's say the computer that they're also in, this computer can spin up copies of the person. So they can take everything about the person, their memories, everything, and they can spin up simulations of the person. So it can spin up like 1 billion simulations of the person and utilize that data to, in real time, generate the exact perfect thing for them to watch. That is like, they kind of described, because the person's like, they were into pottery, and it said they were basically like scrolling channel after channel of softcore pornography that had to do with pottery. So it was like, like watching an HBO, like Game of Thrones, kind of like that level of pornography. But so like you're seeing that, but then it's also all centered around pottery. And they're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that kind of a glaze. And so in other, it's like so silly, right? But it was perfect for the person watching it, right? And that concept of spinning up the simulations, right? Where they're not just predicting from an algorithm what would be, because that's something we've talked about before, right? Where the algorithm will know exactly what you want to see, right? But the idea that it could spin up a like multiple, and they were even going through this guilt process because they're also technically a simulation. And they were like, man, this computer's making perhaps a billion copies of me. And then when I click the channel, that means I didn't really enjoy that. So all the simulations that went into that particular channel, they all get deleted immediately. Because then it's like, okay, I have to spin up new ones and predict where they're at now to give you the next thing. And it's like I'm mass murdering people because it sees those simulations as equal to it because it knows it's a simulation.
Right.
So it's like, it's literally just like creating new copies of people and then killing them just so I can like watch TV. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because when I was reading this, I'm like, oh, that's why Meta wants to perfectly model how our brain responds to stimuli, because they have that new model that they're coming out with, right? That they just released, that they're training and so forth. And it just took that whole concept to another level of like, it's not just like an algorithmic, okay, you looked at that before, so you like stuff like that, and they can connect that, you know, into a kind of an idea of what you'll want to see. Now they want to model perfectly your, so imagine everything you're looking at. Imagine if they were able to model your brain activity, whatever, the way you respond to stuff. So not only the stuff you're looking at is giving them feedback, but then they can run potential things they want to show you against a model of your brain to predict how you'll respond to it. In other words, it's not just a guess at, okay, you like these things, so let's put something in front of you based on all the things you like that we've predicted based on what you've scrolled at and looked at and clicked on and lingered on. They can also, before they make the calculation of what to show you, not only use that data, but run it against multiple modelings of how you're going to respond to the stimulus. Not just if you like it, but they can like, that's what they're modeling right now. They're like, we have this project where we can model perfectly how the brain, you know, we test real people and see how they respond when they see a cat. Okay, let's run our model of how the brain works and see how it responds to the cat. Oh, look, it's the same neural activity. Cool. Our model actually, you see what I'm saying? So it's a whole nother level of prediction to know exactly what to present to you and why to present that particular thing at this moment. You see what I'm saying? So again, the Demis Hassabis thing, it's like, or Hassabis, it's like they want to be God. They want to create God because God will know everything about you. And dude, oh man, on the live streams I've been doing, we were talking about the past 3 or 4 of them. I've really been going into the point about schizophrenia and delusion and psychosis and tying it back to religion. Mm-hmm. And I was looking up. Okay, so there's one thing we were going into, which was like, what is delusion? Like, what is psychosis? And I was showing all these examples. Remember we talked about Francis E. Deck, that guy with his crazy rants and shit, right?
Yeah.
And we were looking at what are the features of that, and one of them being like, you have this idea that there's something external out there that's controlling you and controlling reality. So then I go look up what is God in Islam.
Yeah.
And literally their idea is that it's 100% in control of everything at all times. You do not have free will.
Yeah.
And so the only way to navigate this world is just to trust Allah. Right? And so I'm like, okay.
But what's the point of that? I don't get it.
It's not that there is no point, but it's like the medium and the message thing. The effect of it is you're stuck.
I'm gonna give you my insight that I've had. Okay, I'm gonna give you my insight.
Yeah. It's like it's not even in you to question it, Drake.
Like you don't have free will. So then why would somebody care if you're Muslim or not? Like why would a Muslim care?
Because there's a level to which I was thinking about it, like in the context of Islam, God, you have to trust God. He gives you the rules. Like these are the things you must do. Okay. And if you do them, it shows that you're trusting God.
But if he's 100% in control all the time, what does it matter?
Because it doesn't, I'm not saying it actually is coherent, but the idea is that the way you go to heaven is by showing your trust in God. And so all of your choices are actually a test. You're just being tested.
Anyway.
I know. Again, I'm not saying it's coherent. You can't make it make sense. Like it's if you use common sense, it's easy to see through it. Okay, so let me just make this point. This is my big insight I've realized from doing all these streams the past few weeks. Which really obvious when you look at people who are in a psychotic delusion, that they're delusional, right? From the outside, it's very obvious. Like we watched some Soft White Underbelly. We watched just random people talking about their process of being schizophrenic and their experiences and everything. And there was this one guy, was a few of them, but there was one we listened to where he was abused as a child multiple times, like sexual abuse. And then right after that, he started seeing things like shadow people and hearing weird noises and stuff. And then it like grew and grew and grew over time. But he makes this point of like, it wasn't until like he was sort of more of an adult that he learned about schizophrenia. And he was saying when he was a kid, okay, I'll just tell you real quick. So there was this experience he had. It was after some of this abuse happened. He's sitting in his house. His parents and family was downstairs watching TV. He was in his room. And he started hearing like instruments almost like tuning up in an orchestra or something. And there's this song by the Beatles. He was using it as a reference. I think it's called A Day in the Life or something, but it's a Beatles song where at the end of the song, you have these like instruments like doing like this weird cacophonous noise that like builds up and builds up and builds up to the end of the song. And he said he couldn't listen to that song for like a long time because it would remind him of this experience he had where it was like he's sitting in his room and he's hearing like music, but it's not like music. It's just like instruments all randomly tuning up. And it got to this crescendo so loud. He was assuming that everybody in the fucking neighborhood could hear it. That's how loud it was. And it like built up to this loud sound and then just like stopped. And he was like, what the fuck was that? And mentioned he's a 10-year-old kid and he looked like he was probably like around my age. So when you're a kid, these things are not well understood. He might have been even older than me. So like, imagine going back in time where people don't even know what the fuck is schizophrenia or no one's talking about it. No one's really aware. So he goes downstairs, talked to his parents, and he's like, what was that sound? And they're like, sound? Like, no, there's no sound. Like, go back to bed. And I think the other thing, if I'm not mistaken, was he also then, after the sound, saw like shadowy figures, like in his peripheral. Like if he looked at him directly, it would disappear. But he would see these like demon-like, weird, scribbly, dark, shadowy figures that he could see very clearly, like right here. But if he looked at it, it was gone. So he's like going downstairs and he's telling his parents like, what was that sound? And they're like, nothing. There was no sound. Like it didn't happen. And just go back to your bed. And he's like, fuck, I have to go back to my room, right? Like, I don't want to go back up there. So separately, he's talking about he would spend a lot of time with his grandmother because she was the only one who would really pay attention to him. And she was super religious. And she would always talk about demons. Okay. And how they're real and people can be possessed by demons and you have to have faith in God. And it's funny because as I'm listening to his story, implicitly I have the assumption, because he's telling the story now where he knows it's not real. But it's like it didn't click until a certain point where I realized, oh, when he was a kid and this was happening, he didn't know it wasn't real. So he's assuming these things it's really happening, but no one's really listening to him or he's not able to really communicate it to anybody. But when he hears about demons from his grandmother, he's like, oh, these are demons. And I have to have faith in God. So he'd be like walking to school being like, I have faith in God. Like he was thinking it was like a test of his faith. Like if I can really have faith in God, it'll push these things away.
Yeah.
So there's so many examples like this, right? And there was another guy I was listening to talking about his experience of being part of a hyper charismatic church where he would have these like intense visions from God. And he was like on a mission to proselytize and like bring people into like faith in God and everything. And then it was so weird because he realized he was schizophrenic. Finally, people convinced him he has a mental illness. So now he's just a Catholic. And I'm like, okay, but, and he was saying things like, I know that these demons that people have, it's really just mental illness. I'm like, but the Catholic Church has actual priests that do demon exorcisms.
Yeah.
And those visions you had, okay, you were crazy. But the whole Catholic faith is founded upon St. Paul, who literally had a vision, a blinding vision, you know, a blinding experience, and then Jesus talked to him. So why is that guy not delusional? But you're delusional.
Yeah.
And then the point I realized about that is because the Catholic Church doesn't want anyone else to be able to say,
right,
very
source of the authority.
Yeah, to be like, no, like I talk to Jesus, follow me, and like it's a competition, right? So they want to be the only ones that get to have that. But here's what I realized. Because you know the other day we were talking on a meeting about like, do the elite really believe this shit that they're saying? You know, like, does Trump really believe in Jesus? Does he really believe in heaven? You know, maybe it's not Jesus. Does he believe in God? Whatever. But I realized we have this assumption that the elite actually are superior, like they know what they're doing. But when I was listening to, I think you guys have seen that Soft White Underbelly with the guy who's a clown. Do you guys remember this one? And he was describing his OCD and how he would have like these thoughts, like he would put something down and then like this thought would pop up of like, your family's going to die. And he's like, oh shit. Okay. I have to put it back down. My family's going to be safe. And then he was like, well, it was my family was going to die, but I've said one, my family's going to be safe. So that's not enough to cancel it out because I have to do it again. Okay, family's going to be safe. So now I've got 2 to 1. But 2 plus 1 is 3, and that's like 13. Okay, so I got to do it again. Okay, my family's going to be safe. And like he would have this like ritual he would have to go through to cancel out the negative thought, right? Like it's insane. And it spiraled way out of control throughout his whole life. Like that's just like the beginning of it. And I'm like, oh, everybody in our world, the elite included, are actually mentally ill.
Yeah.
And it's like this assumption when you're arguing with people about God, Jesus, whatever, that they actually just believe it because it's logical. Like they've arrived at the conclusion through like actually considering it and it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Like they're actually mentally ill. They have weird, negative, intrusive thoughts, and they've been told, no, that's a demon, or that's because you're not praying to God enough, or whatever the particular context is. They're actually having a lot of fucking inner turmoil and negative thoughts and feelings and shit that's really bad. Like they're basically OCD. They're basically schizophrenic. Schizophrenic doesn't just mean you hear thoughts. You have a lot of negative experiences, usually from some kind of abuse or something. And then the thoughts come in and you have to find a way to kind of counter it or deal with it. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is everybody's mentally ill. And so they don't believe the religious stuff because they just arrived at it. It makes sense. Okay, this is clear. They have some really fucked up shit that they're trying to deal with inside of themselves. And this seems like the way to deal with it. So
Yes.
even the elite, like, who are out there like, praise God and all this stuff, it's a part of their psychosis, actually. It's not that they either believe it or they're just lying to us because it manipulates the sheep. There may be some level to that with some of them. You can't really say because it's hard to tell are they acting or not. But I really think like Ivanka Trump, like she's Jewish, right? And they believe in whatever the Jews believe. Or you have people who are Christian and they believe all that shit. And you're like, are they really trying to bring about the fucking apocalypse? I'm like, they probably are. Like, because these belief systems are there to help them deal with their fucking trauma. I don't know if I'm getting the point across.
Let me add to that because it's kind
hold
of
on.
like
I gotta go because I gotta pack, but I'm gonna listen in. So
all right, see you, Mitch.
all right, see you, Mitch. I'll see you at my
later today.
house. Yeah,
pick me up from the airport,
Okay.
Please don't forget.
please.
Oh,
I'll bring
yeah,
agency.
I'll do it.
I'll bring agency. I promise.
Bring it, and I'll pick
All
you
right,
up. From
all
the
right,
airport.
all right. See you guys.
Bye.
What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. It's sort of like the same way. Like, are they trying to bring about the apocalypse? Yeah, in the very same way that the AI people are trying to create robots and trying to, because it's their belief system actually. Because think about that story with the Desmos guy, whatever his name is, right? Like, he was traumatized.
Right.
Then he reads this book about a kid who's traumatized.
Right.
And then goes on to save the world. And he's like, oh, I could be that kid. I could use my trauma to like focus and save the world in some way. But even as you read that book, it's like, it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. You know? Like, very entertaining. That's one of those books. Like, I was like, I hate this. Can't put it down. Yeah? Like, turning the page. But it's like, within all of these tech people, I am certain all the big names that we know have all been traumatized in some way. I am certain of that.
Well, look at Elon Musk, like how he does ketamine and all these points. Like, you're not doing that stuff if you feel good within yourself.
Right. And so in some way, there's like some idea within the sci-fi that they read or whatever that they were like, that they fantasize, they romanticize that, and they have this like fantasy about that, and like, I could create that, and how cool it, and here's, you know, that clip of Anduril
Palmer,
Lucky Palmer, where do you have that clip? Maybe I can find it really quick. But he's like, basically, he's on the Joe Rogan podcast.
With the headset thing?
Yeah, with the headset. Yeah. And he's like, basically just like...
He's like, how lucky am I to be born at this time?
Yes.
I get to create this stuff.
Totally just like gushing over himself about the things that he's created. And I want to show that. I need to show it. Here it is. I found it. Here we go. I need to show it because just watch this. For those of you who do not stay up late for fucking 5 hours, you know, watching
this
Cam
drone that's watching. So just watch for a moment. So the blue force is my friendlies. So see that little right-hand corner where it sees behind the containers? They're tracking where the bad guy is. They're tracking where my guys are. And then watch when they go behind the container. So I can actually see through it and watch. Now they're engaging the guy over there and he's down.
Wow.
Imagine a guy's coming over a hill and I want to engage him. So actually I'm going to put on the mission shield. There we go. So this is a system that allows everybody to basically be operating as one combined hive mind where you can all share a view of the world. And by the way, this view that I have, it's shared now with all of the robots as well. So anything I see, like let's see I see someone inside of a building, every drone and every person now sees that person where he is. It's so crazy that I was born at the right time to actually get to build a drone that's watching.
He's geeking out, right? Over what is essentially playing Call of Duty or whatever the game was, you know, when he's a kid, right? And like, oh man, this is so cool. Imagine if it could do this too. And then imagine if we could do that in real life. You know? And I wanted to share that because if you think about it, I'm always considering this point of, you kind of mentioned it when you were talking about the schizophrenic guy. When you're a kid, you don't know what's right or wrong. You don't know the things that make sense and don't. You assume that because an adult or because it's on some sort of television show or it looks like a professional production or whatever, you assume that this is sanctioned for you for your eyes and for your ears and for your understanding in some fashion. Or if it was adult content, that the adults agree with it. That this is real, this is true. And on that point, I just want to share this because it's like I realized this when I was watching this guy, and I'll show you the clip real quick. Because I get so fucking annoyed with this guy. Cam, you know who this is? Clavicular.
Okay.
I get so annoyed with him because I'm like, why are people watching him? He's so feminine, right? Watch this clip. Watch this.
You hype max, you get a girl, you bring her home.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get away with, like, because you're gonna drop in height?
Right. So what you could either do is you could wait until you're in the bed to kick your shoes off, and that way she won't be able to perceive the height because you're laying down, you're horizontal. But if you are forced to take off your shoes for whatever reason, you can sag your pants down so that they conceal your heels, and you can tiptoe max is a good method.
Okay, tiptoe max. And
so just
gotta be joking, man.
For the audience who's unaware, he's talking about you height max. You put on some shoes that give you a boost in height. You get a girl. And then you're back at her place, and now she's going to realize you're not actually that height, that you're actually much shorter. So what do you have to do? You when you kick off your shoes, you sag your pants to conceal your heels so you can tiptoe so that she won't realize that you're not actually that height.
It's funny because the way he says that you got to tiptoe max, it
Right.
makes it seem like it's a joke, but I don't think it's also a joke either. I think he's actually trying to give tips on how to.
I think this guy's 100% serious, but I also think I also see he's very feminine. This is not a like so to me. I'm like, how can people take him seriously? And the reason why is because put yourself in the shoes of a 12-year-old kid, right? Who maybe you're starting to think about girls. Maybe you've been thinking about girls. You don't have a girlfriend yet. You've never had sex before. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what kids do these days. But just like the mindset of like what you're thinking, what you've heard people say, the movies you've seen, all of this has geared you towards you want to have sex. You're thinking about it now. You're thinking about relationships. And you don't know how, and nobody's really talking to you and explaining that to you, or there's no understanding. And so then you are impulsed with this guy, Clavicular. Because that's who this is going to.
Sure, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's not going to me. I'm looking at this fucking fool like, fuck, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is stupid as fuck. But you take a 12-year-old, you take a 16-year-old, right? They're looking at this guy. This guy's attractive. He seems like he gets women. He seems confident in some sense.
He's got a lot of followers, therefore he has like a celebrity status in there.
And he's being pushed in front of me. So this must be like what's actually popular. This must be what actually is real. Like this, he must be spitting some game here. I gotta listen. Okay, I gotta height max. I gotta looks max. I gotta like, but it's all this stuff is actually, obviously, like I've been saying, very feminine. If you're like really, if you're a guy really concerned with your looks so that you can, get laid and like, how are other people receiving? You're just constantly just thinking about
well, also
your self-image.
even the point of getting laid and getting that particular woman, it's actually you don't care about them at all. Like,
yeah.
You
it's a status
probably
thing.
Don't even care that much about the sex experience. It's the status thing. It's the like, I know because I've been there in my life where it's like seeing that the person I'm with is a reflection of my self-esteem, really.
Yes, 100%. And that's what I'm saying is that is who this is going to. It's going to those kids, and then the people who are still within that, and maybe they've entered into their 20s and they're still like Nick Fuentes. I didn't realize Nick Fuentes like openly says apparently that he's a virgin and never had he's not interested in women. Like, wait a minute.
He's very like, But again, then claiming that that's like masculine, which I get. There's certain points where for men they don't want to be with women all the time. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to sit around with women doing women things. So I
No,
can understand that
I
aspect
understand
of
that.
it.
I understand that. Right?
But he's very much like it seems like he's concealing the fact that he actually doesn't
like women. Like
Yeah,
like
I
that
don't
he
know.
has like some animosity towards women or something. Like hostility towards women.
It's weird. Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is like these are the people who are picked up in the algorithm, which I personally don't think it's just as simple as like the algorithm likes you and we're just gonna spread your stuff, your content. I think there's somebody behind the scenes who's like, maybe CIA, like some sort of intelligence agency that's like going, okay, this is our guy. Make sure his content gets out. Make sure this guy too. Yep, he's got a green light. Yep, we'll call you if anything changes.
Yeah,
Like,
I think there's
that-
probably some level where they boost things. It could also be that the guys know how to game the algorithm, but I think if they were saying something that truly was going to cause a problem, they would be de-boosted, if that makes sense. Yeah,
Owen, how do you even listen to the podcast?
we're on
Jeez.
YouTube now. I don't know.
Jeez.
Even to tie that point to what I was saying earlier, again, that is a form of mental illness. Like this low self-esteem, needing something external to make you feel better. Where is that coming from? It's coming from some kind of lack you've experienced.
Definitely.
And you've defined yourself as like a unequal, inferior point, and you're trying to like solve that problem somehow with something external.
Yeah, I'm also saying that this is a part of that. As
Right.
in, like, it's not just because you've already felt that way that you're now seeing this content. This content is also meant to make you feel that way as well, so that they can sell you on the ideas and concepts in that content.
Okay, but is it clear? I mean, I know the answer to this question, but it should be clear that this guy Clavicular, assuming what he's presenting is actually who he is, he's mentally ill,
Obviously.
right? Like the whole starting point of everything he's saying. And so he's created his own religion around it that is, this is the solution to your feelings of insecurity within yourself.
Katie sent me one of his videos once. Let me see if I can find it. She sent me one of his videos once, and I didn't see it till like much later, but it had me like, no way. Like I couldn't believe it. Let me see. Ah, damn it. I don't know why it's not showing up here, but she sent me this video where he's basically like, oh, here it is. Here we go. Check this out. I don't know if you've seen this one.
I watch all this stuff, so
Up to screen time's at an all-time high. People aren't really going out. Community's kind of in collapse. Less people have real friends.
I don't know the relevance of that.
What do you mean?
What's the relevance of that? It's like
What's kind of what you were just talking about?
not at all.
Wanting to ascend and finding your place in the world. SMV.
I was just
engaging
talking
with
about
the world.
pharmacology.
Oh yeah, but I'm kind of getting into your goal is to help people ascend, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what's the value there? I mean,
And engaging with people in real life.
yeah, I mean, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say.
What do you mean?
Like, most people are extremely jester.
Like they're funny, or like they're just like
have completely misprioritized lives. I would say the average person that you meet who's like an enjoyer of sports, who drinks beer, for example, let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. Like, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like, you should be on PubMed reading various different studies on how you could look smacks.
You don't think there's any
You should be reading about how you can look smacks.
You should be reading about how you could look smacks. Like, okay, the point about the pub, sure, I'm there with you, but he's like he sees no value in human interaction.
But he has a point also, because
He
most
does
human
have a point.
interaction is total just
He
irrelevant
does have a
bullshit.
point. But okay, how do you think the average like 16-year-old perceives that, or 18-year-old even?
I
You
know, but it doesn't really matter because that 16-year-old's already mentally ill. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's not like, oh, don't listen to Clavicular and therefore
you'll be better. No, I agree.
You know, so it's just a bunch of
I'm just saying
coping mechanisms and different religions essentially just trying to help get
But this
people
is
like
the
to solve
environment.
their mental fucking illness or have
This
something
is
to
the
attach to.
environment.
Yeah.
This is the environment that Keith is with the bangers. You should unpub because he said don't go to the pub.
Oh, pub, yeah, that's good.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
That is funny.
the
He's like, don't go
entire-
to the pub. You should go to PubMed. That's actually pretty funny. I didn't
This
catch
is
that.
the environment that is surrounding our children, the next generation, right? How is that going to make anything any better? It's just piling on. And I'll show you this one. You'll like this one. I saw this one this morning, as I was trying to make my own Japanese fart art.
Are you Japanese fart maxing?
Yeah, I was Japanese fart maxing. Emmy knows about that. She knows about that. It's because it's Japanese. She's.
Oh, got it. Not because she farts.
Not because she farts. I'm not. I mean, maybe she does. I don't know.
I think she leaves that to Julius.
All right, check this out. So this is a woman responding to the Melania Trump, right? Check it out.
So this happened.
It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together.
So I'm just gonna skip past this part because we've all already seen this part.
A humanoid built in the United States of America.
I hope you realize this was the plan for a long time. I made videos about it. It was a matter of chipping away at public education for years. Over-testing, underfunding, pushing teachers out, ignoring the warning signs, breaking the system, and then replacing the humans who held the system together. And here I was naively thinking they would use video instruction to replace teachers, putting all the kids in the cafeteria or the auditorium or the gym and just showing instructional videos. Boy, they jumped right over that and went to AI robots. And people who aren't in public education or want public education to fail think that teaching is just pouring in content, and it's more than that. It's trust, it's relationships, it's getting to know your students, it's knowing when something is off with them, and then stepping in, finding support, and pulling in the people, the humans, who can help them when they need more than just a lesson. And let's talk about this idea that AI will help critical thinking. No, critical thinking comes from friction and disagreements and having messy discussions with other people who have different opinions and coming to some kind of consensus or agreeing to disagree in human interactions, not when you're looking for just a highly optimized answer to be spit back at you. So let's stop pretending that this is about helping kids and ask yourself these questions. Why is the solution to remove teachers instead of fixing what is broken around them? Why are we trying to automate a profession that relies completely on human connections? And why are we solving a human problem by removing the humans?
Bitch. You're talking about parenting.
Yes,
Shut the fuck up.
yes, exactly.
Like, you need someone who knows the child and has relationship with them and
Right.
and they trust and
Right.
and they have conversations and disagreements and like they know when something's wrong with the child.
Yes.
It's like that's called being a parent.
Exactly.
So she's literally in the we already broke parenting.
Right.
Now we got the schools, but she's a teacher, so she's like, no,
Yes.
this is we gotta fix the teaching. And I'm like, let's
Right.
just go all the way back
Let's
to the
go all the way
drawing
back.
board.
That's the exact same point that I saw. That I was just like, okay, but she's asking, why are we not asking how do we fix the teacher, fix the broken system around the teachers? No. Go back further. Why do we have to have teachers in the first place? Oh, well, because we have a system where the parents have to go to work. So why don't we fix that? You know, like go all the way with it.
But I did like her points about the robots, because right
obviously.
before she even said the point, I could see it. It's like I had to go get some things yesterday, and I took Max with me, and we were having a back and forth about something. I forget what the topic was, but he had a certain idea, and I was pushing back on it, like questioning what he was saying. And then he was like, yes, but what about this? And like we're just, and like I wasn't there to tell him you're wrong. That's not the answer. It was like, okay, but did you consider this? What about that? Like, okay, does that actually make sense? We're just having a back and forth. It's like a real conversation, right? Almost like a debate, basically. That you're never going to have that with the robot.
No.
You're never going to have that. It's just going to give you the, like she said, the optimized answer. And there was a video I was looking for, because like I've been saying, I've been rarely using ChatGPT, and when I do, it's just as like basically Google. Like you could just go to Google. It's AI anyways now at this point.
It is.
But
they're going to use AI to answer your questions. So.
Right. So I've kind of just been using Google more now, because I'm like, well, it's going to be AI anyways. But I was looking for a video, and I remember something specific in the video. It was a guy who was describing like a schizoaffective experience that he went through as a young person. And I was trying to find that video, and like, now when you search things on YouTube, like you don't, it's so trash.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I knew I couldn't find it that way. So I'm asking ChatGPT, like, okay, here's this video I saw. Here's probably the time frame I saw it. Here's what the guy was saying. It helped me find that video. And it was coming up with a bunch of suggestions, but it kept saying things like, it was like the details, because it was about this guy who like had these hallucinations that he was hearing Obama talk to him on a radio, like giving him a mission or something. So I was describing that, and it was like, those details are what's making it feel real, because those are so specific. Like it was trying to like make me feel good about the fact of like how I knew that the video really was a real video, that, I'm like, what is this shit? Like, it's like, even just the way it talks to you, it's like trying to always kind of gas you up or something. You know what I mean?
Like get into your little asshole.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't need you to fucking tell me like I'm so, I don't know. It's just, it's super annoying, but also you just see this thing is never going to educate anybody effectively. That's not the point of it. It's to just make you feel good.
Yes.
That's all it is.
I mean, for a child, for somebody who's immature, doesn't that feel good though? Like you don't know any better. You don't know any better. You're like, this is my friend.
But like she said, the critical thinking is also about friction.
Yeah.
Right. It's about the actual.
Yes, but also even the precursor to that is like you have to have some sort of knowledge. You have to have some sort of vocabulary. Like, yes, that somebody has to challenge you. I'm like, okay. You know this, great. Can you put it in this other context? Right?
You know what?
But if you don't even have that, you can't do. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, actually. So long ago, let me start with that. Long ago, I had, I got chickens, put them in my chicken coop. And we had created this, actually, I didn't create it. My uncle-in-law, I call him my uncle-in-law because that's what he is, but also because I like him. But anyway, my uncle, he came here and built basically some bars where the chickens can roost.
Roosting bars,
yeah. And at first, that's where the chickens would go at night. They would all hang out there. And I was like, wow, this is so great. It's beautiful. And then after one night, they stopped completely. They never went back to that spot. And I learned it was because when it rains, there's a leak in the roof right over where the roosting bars are. And so now they roost where their brooder box is, but on the very top of it. Mm-hmm. Right? They all will crowd themselves to be there because they know it's dry there, right? I'm like, all right, well, I wonder if there's something I can do about that because I do want more chickens, right? They're very satisfied with staying there. They will not go back to the roosting bars. But I figured out I wanted to like just do like see what I could do on my own. I figured out that the feed bags are waterproof, right? And the feed bag, this one that I got is just the right size to fit that panel, right? And so then I stapled it to the wood there, and it caught all the water that was coming down. The only problem is the way, because the coop is on a incline, the way that the roof is inclined, it doesn't lead the water off to the side. It leads the water to the center of the coop, right? So now it's not going on the roosting bars. And so this is my, like, I'm like, oh, cool. I solved that problem. And not a lot of water actually comes through there, like that leaks onto the ground. Nothing leaks onto the ground. It just sits in the bag. It like completely fills the bag, right? So then I'll go in there after it rains, and then I'm like basically putting buckets of water out, and the chickens go crazy when they hear that water splash, and they're like, right? So, but there's a little hole in one of the wood panels next to where the feed bag is that I'm like, dude, if I had just a clear tube, I could just run the tube from where the feed bag is like heaviest and just run it right through the center and right out that hole. And then there will never be a leak here again, right? It'll all just empty out through the side of the chicken coop. So I went to Lowe's, got one of those clear tubes, and I was asking the guys at Lowe's, like, hey, what do you think as far as like a solution for this? I was thinking if I just got a bunch of silicone and like, made like just siliconed it really tightly. They're like, yeah, but maybe you might need like a little funnel. Why don't you get like a suction cup and cut a hole through the suction cup and see if you can fit the tube through there and that. And I was like, okay, that's a cool idea. I'll try that. So I got a suction cup. I cut a hole through it. I couldn't get the tube in there exactly, but I found like a workaround with a pen. I used a pen and got the tube around the pen and like into the suction cup and all this. And then they were like, don't use silicone, use this type of glue or whatever. So I'm like, okay, because it'll dry a lot faster. Silicone, you're going to need like 48 hours, all this stuff. So anyway, I'm sharing this because I was doing a lot of like, hammering things and shoving things with the screwdriver and all this stuff. And then I remembered that I have a drill gun. And I was like, oh, I could just use the drill gun to do this. And it solved a problem because like I kept breaking something with a hammer and a nail, trying to put a hole through it. But then I used the drill gun and it like went clean right through. And I was like, man, imagine if I didn't have the drill gun, I would never, like, this solution was so easy to this particular part of the problem that I was working on. I was like, if I didn't have a drill gun, I would have never gotten to this solution. And then I was just thinking of it in the context of like, if I didn't know that a drill gun existed, I couldn't use it. I couldn't come to this solution. And in the same way, getting to the point of critical thinking, like if you don't have that vocabulary, if you don't have the understanding, you don't know that this idea over here exists, you can't apply it to this other situation, or you can't think outside of, just the surface level of what you're given, Anyway, I was telling you that story so that you can come help me when you get down here. Maybe you can.
Why is the roof leaking?
There's a hole in the roof. It's a sheet metal roof. And that part just rusted. And it's leaking right there.
Why don't you just cover the hole with some tape?
It's a great idea.
Or put some spray foam or replace the panel. Yeah, I'm gonna help you solve that when I get there, assuming we have time for it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very clever. I'm very impressed with your ingenuity.
Thank you. I was impressed with my ingenuity.
But it's also
as
an
well.
example of vocabulary as well, because I'm like, I was imagining it's a roof that's like got, what do they call that stuff?
Shingles.
Shingles, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because if it's that, you could literally just replace the shingles. But
No.
okay, yeah, we'll look at that. We'll just fill the hole up.
Okay. To be fair,
when you were talking about the feed bag, I was like assuming, okay, you're gonna like tape the feed bag over like a part of the roof or something to like. But you're like, no, I put it under the leak and it fills up, and then I have a complex funnel system to get the water. I was like,
so listen. Okay,
I'm still impressed.
I thought by putting the feed bag under, because I'd made it really like close to the leak. I didn't think it was gonna fill up with water. I thought what would happen is it would prevent it from dropping onto the roosting bars, and it would just go off because it's right next to the side of the coop. I thought it would run off to the side and just be like, okay, cool. Like it could just run down the side. That's fine with me, right? That's what I thought would happen. But then I noticed the problem afterwards was like it was just filling up and heading towards the center, and I was like, oh, that's not what I wanted. But I already had the feed bag up there, and I was like, well, I guess the next step would be everything that I explained.
Well, I'll have to look at it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could just somehow fix the hole.
No, that's what you're coming for. That's
okay.
That's
Yeah, so you're just waiting for me.
I'm waiting.
Also, what is a drill gun?
A drill?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was some kind of thing I've never heard of before.
No. That's what
just a drill.
That's what the old guy.
That's what he called it. Maybe it's like some old school version name.
I think that's how they. Okay, so like, there's this thing, to like, clip branches.
Mm.
What would you call that?
Well, I think they're called loppers.
Okay, so they're.
But
called
I didn't
loppers.
know that.
I didn't know that either.
I was called clippers.
Exactly. So whenever I hear the word loppers, I'm like, he's making that up. That's just his term.
I know Katie would always say that, and I'm like, is that what they're called?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, get the loppers. What the fuck? Like,
Cindy Lauper.
I'm like, why do you call it loppers? Like, just lop something. Like it sounded so weird to me. So yeah.
Like miter saws. You know, the ones where you like bring it down, right?
Yeah.
But out here they call them chop saws.
Oh, okay.
They call them chop saws.
That makes sense.
And the guy be like, you got a chop saw? And I'm like, I'm not sure.
Dude, when I was at Lowe's, the guy goes, see, use a hit gun. And I was like, a hit gun? Are you trying to say heat gun? Like, I literally asked him, like, are you trying to say heat gun?
They also say bob wire here.
Oh, not barb?
Yeah, it's not barbed wire. It's bob wire.
Bob. You know Bob?
Yeah.
Get his wire.
And it's like, I'm like, are they saying this ironically? But they're saying bob wire.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know, what's really funny about it is, like, they're the people who use that the most often.
Yeah. They actually know more about it than I do.
Right. Meanwhile, like, all the city people are like, it's called a barbed wire. Like,
yeah.
Okay, but use one. Like, how do you spread the barbed wire without hurting yourself? I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
But I know it has barbs.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Well, the guy who calls it Bob, he knows what to do with it.
Yeah, I thought because Bob was the one who installed it.
That I have a neighbor who's got some really. I've got a few neighbors actually that have really cool fucking or not just tools, but like vehicles. Like they'll have fucking tractors with the front loader. I don't have a front loader on my tractor. They've got like, tractors with different attachments where you can like put an auger that like will spin and drill
make holes.
Yeah, to make like fucking, I don't know, planting trees. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. These guys are hilarious. All my neighbors are fucking hilarious because most of them are old as shit. They're all old. And they all like have these really fun things that they use, and they're out on their yards every day. Every day they're out in their yard doing something. Like, you just cut your grass. Now they're out there with like scissors. There's one neighbor. I have one neighbor who is 94 years old. 94 years old. And every day he goes for a walk. And he walks at least a mile every day. He walks at least a mile every day. 94 years old. Right? And he tells the most hilarious jokes. Like, he's got, for as old as he is, Katie, I'm not 94 years old. Katie. Can you see the screen right now, Katie? Katie, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at this face. This is not what old looks like, okay? All right? And maybe it is what old looks like. Maybe I will look like this forever. Because you know what they say. Black don't crack.
Dude.
Anyway.
Okay.
The point I was making, this old guy, for as old as he is, he's pretty witty. He's pretty hilarious. And he makes jokes about the other neighbors because he can't go out on like farm equipment and like mow his lawn or whatever. He makes jokes that like the other guys are like out there with scissors. Like, yeah, I seen Gary out there the other day. I seen Gary. He's out there with his scissors just manicuring his lawn. Literally. It's pretty funny. Katie's just like coming at me in the comments.
I have some funny things to show you.
Show me. You know,
let me start. Well, actually, I'll get to the funny. Just these are some weird things. Do you see this?
Yes.
What
that
the fuck?
See, okay, you know what's interesting about this is this reminds me of like the path to being a saint, you know?
Well, yeah, that's why they're doing it. This is psychosis.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like, why would you want to do this unless you're like really fucked up inside and you're like, I gotta show my faith to God because otherwise the demons are gonna get me. So that's that. Here's another one. You'll love this.
Are y'all ready? Sean. 1, 2, 3, boom!
I also like the sound of lions roaring. They should have got an actual lion in there.
Dude, like,
just let it loose.
That do you see what I'm saying with the fucking mental illness? Like the beginning, he said the beginning and the end. Like they think there's an end to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one that's totally off topic. Did you see this? The original
this is
IGN post was deleted. I don't know why, but you guys will love this.
Hey, Playmo, any
Hold on.
tips
First
to
of all,
improve my laptop?
is this real? I don't know if this is real or not. I don't
It
know.
looks like it could be real, but I thought it was an April Fool's thing.
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah,
It's April Fool's.
Yeah, it was on April 1st.
Fuck.
IGN said that.
The thing is, it's like I believed it because it seems like something they would do.
No, it looks fucking real. Like okay, so that's a problem today, is you don't know what's satire or not.
Right.
Because it's so fucking like, it's so believable. Like, I sent you that Erica Kirk shit, right? Where it was like Erica Kirk was upset at Drewski because her daughter saw that and thought that that was her. And I was like, damn, Erica, why is your fucking kid watching?
But you didn't question, no, why would she say that? It's like, no, clearly she would actually say something like that.
To me, it was so fucking believable that she would fucking have a problem with Drewski doing that shit.
Fuck April Fools, man. All right.
No. Not fuck April Fools. No. Hold on. This is not an April Fools thing. This is not anti-April Fools. This is like, why is our world to the point where the most fucking ridiculous shit is believable?
You know why.
Why? Oh, hold on. When you sent me that tweet of Donald Trump,
I know.
I was like, no fucking.
Why is the unbelievable shit real?
Right.
And the believable shit is fake.
Right. What the fuck? Anyway.
All right, I got one more funny thing. I love this channel. I've seen 2 of this guy's videos, and I think they're really good.
Let me see. Also, for those of you who don't know, there's this like thing going on right now where the right wing on Twitter is like trying to make a baby with the Japanese.
Yeah, it's kind of over now, though.
Is it over? Oh, it's already over?
Well, if I'm just going based on my personal feed,
yeah,
there was like 2 or 3 days where it was all, look how amazing Japan is, and Japan loves America, and it was like somebody had made a post saying if an American posts a video about a steak they made, Japanese people will comment on it and tell you how amazing it is and how great you did and stuff. So then that like started this whole thing of like Japanese people and Americans like posting and talking to each other, and it's like it was like this cultural exchange program, and it got so weird, like for like really intense for like 2 or 3 days. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what are they? And like there was that thing recently where the Japanese prime minister was at the White House, and someone asked like about the military plans. Right. Why aren't they not sharing it? And he was like, well, you guys didn't tell us, before attacking Pearl Harbor. And it was like funny. So it was almost like this weird, I don't know, it's kind of like with the moon stuff. It's like they're trying to get people into something. I don't know what it is. There was something weird about. I liked Japan before it was cool to like Japan.
Yeah, it's fucking years ago.
Yeah, like fucking 1980s, man.
Now it's like all the weird kids like it. Howdy.
Now there's just more weird kids. Okay, this is funny, man. This guy's not actually from Japan. It's Chinese, but whatever.
Same thing.
Same thing. I love this.
小宁吃伟啦
吃些什么
？surprise 啊！
下手呢？
是你最喜欢的汉堡包。
看起来挺棒的耶。
尝一口。
我现在没有很饿，我等下吃吧。
你现在给我吃，好吃吗？多吃点，多吃点，多吃点。
好。
多吃点。
Damn, that's a good cheeseburger. 你好，你看，我就是大大。Can I get some fries back? Am I right? God bless Super Bowl.
不要再吵了，不要再吵了。
Oh my god.
There's another one. I don't know if I can find it or not. Let me see real quick. But
is
there's
the one
another
where he's
one
on the beach.
No, it's hold on, let me see if I can find what's his Instagram name.
Ni howdy.
No, it doesn't say on here.
No, I've watched a few of his videos.
There was one where okay, that's not right.
Tell me about it. I've probably watched it.
There was one where he gets pulled over by the police. Do you see that one?
No, I didn't.
And they're like, you're not allowed to be American. And he's like, oh no, I'm not, they're speaking Chinese. He's like, I'm not American. And then she's like, step out of the car. Oh, because he was eating a cheeseburger. And he's like, oh no. And then he like pulls out a cup of noodles. And then she's like, step out of the car, right? And it's all like the point of view is like, it's like the police flashlight. So it's dark, but it's like the light shining on him. Yeah. And she's like, step out of the car. And the camera pans back to him and he's got like a USA like t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Or like a jersey. And she's like, what's that? Why are you wearing that? He's like, oh no, my friend gave it to me. And it's that really weird frenetic style.
Yeah.
And then she's like, let me check your car. He's like, oh, that's fine. So she goes and opens the back and there's an American flag on a flagpole and she pulls it out and she's like, what is this? And it pans back to him and he's got that cowboy outfit on and he's like on a horse or some shit. And it's so crazy. Yeah, ni howdy. Yeah, he did say ni howdy.
Yeah.
I thought I caught that too.
I found it. I found the video you're talking about. Here it is.
先生，你好。
哎，你好。
你手里什么东西啊？
汉堡包。
你知道这里当美国人是违法的吗？
哦，我不是美国人，我不是美国人。
确定？
哎，有什么问题吗？
麻烦你给我下车一下。
哦，好的。
The acting is so
服务员
good.
完毕。哎，这什么意思啊？
哦，没，这是我朋友送给我的，是个礼物。
让我检查一下你的车，应该没问题吧？
当然没问题，请。
好。哎，你这个怎么解释？这不会也是你朋友送给你的吧？我靠！我在绑鞋带，先生，你鞋子根本没有系。
我可以解释。
先生，这个情况真的非常严重。
哦。
嘿。
God bless you.
Hey, thanks.
Much obliged. 你好的。Oh fuck.
给我站住
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you for service, by the way. She sneezes and he goes, God bless you. Funny.
That's great.
What else? What else you got, man? I've been seeing some pretty good stuff from the group. Some pretty good videos.
Oh yeah.
Maya's been doing some good ones.
Maya's got her glasses on. She's on the couch with her coffee. It's amazing. I love it. Keith, tell Maya we love her.
I'm impressed.
Yes. Oh, did you see about these clankers? People saying stuff about clankers. Check this out.
The anti-clinker violence.
Yeah, you sent it to me. Look at this.
I'm full of clankers, nigga! If you a clanker, don't come around me!
Oh, God!
I kind of feel like that's like not real. I don't know. Seems
nothing is real anymore, is it? Like they could have just done that on purpose for a video.
Yes.
And yet it is real at the same time because they literally did it.
Elias Kilana's got a lot of views. Listen, about these things that we see in the media. The more I read, the more apparent it becomes that literally everything that we're shown either online or from the news or whatever is just to construct some view to get you to go along with something else, or even just to support you to be passive,
While they do what exactly?
While they do all the things.
Like all the fucking creating God, like...
Yeah.
I feel like all the religious stuff was just to bide the time and condition everybody to accept this idea of a God. So that we could get to this point where the nerds can create the computer god.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go.
You go, then I'll go.
Last night, I was running out of things to talk about on the stream, so I was just like, let's look up sci-fi shit, right? So I was going through like all of Philip K. Dick's books and just like kind of clicking on them, seeing which ones I had read and all this. And I had clicked on one I haven't read yet called Vulcan's Hammer.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, let me show you real quick.
I've not read that one either. Don't fucking spoil it for me.
Dude, it's so weird because when I was reading the descriptions on Wikipedia, I'm like, is that what it's about? Like, they don't really...
Yeah.
Here, I'll just show you this. It's just this part right here. Okay. In the year 2029, the Earth is run by the Unity organization after the Third World War. Unity runs the planet, controlling humans from childhood education onwards through the Vulcan series of artificial intelligences. And it's in the year 2029.
Wow.
I was like, what? And I was kind of connecting it back to all the delusion shit that we've been talking about in the streams of like, I think this guy was literally a prophet. Like he was schizophrenic. He was getting visions and shit and trying to describe them But it wasn't like he could predict the future, like this is what's going to happen next and this and this. He was just trying to make sense of it, you know?
Yeah, I heard you yesterday talking about like David Icke for a little bit, and Christine was asking like, how come David Icke seems to know so much? You know, and I'm
He
like,
had a white light experience.
White light.
Like, yeah, he
Same
even
with Philip
says
K.
that.
Dick.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like white light, and it's just so interesting because you know we understand what the white light is, you know, and it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense once you see that point, you know. Specifically with what you were sharing yesterday with David Icke with the sound thing, very interesting because it makes you like, okay, the point that he was making, I think you were going through like some somatics, right?
Yeah,
and for those of you who don't remember, is basically if you put a plate with some sand on a speaker and you turn the speaker to any frequency, any
You just
vibration,
keep raising the frequency. Yeah.
the sand will eventually disperse into different patterns, and even as the sand is moving, it'll keep the same pattern, which is very interesting, you know. And the same thing happens with water, obviously. And that's just so interesting because the point that he makes is there are frequencies that we cannot perceive with our ears, sound frequencies that we cannot perceive with our ears. There's frequencies that we cannot perceive with our eyes, that we as humans do not perceive as like something's happening. Like, as an example, a dog whistle. Although I don't really like the example of a dog whistle because I feel like I can hear certain, like, you know, like, or maybe it's because at SeaWorld they would blow a whistle, and it was supposed to be some frequency that, like, it was supposed to be like a dog whistle, but you could really clearly hear it. So I don't know what that was about for the dolphins to do
But
tricks.
it could also have a human level sound as well.
Okay.
I don't know about it. I'm just saying, like, it could be making multiple, you know, because it's not only one frequency when you blow a whistle, it's many frequencies.
Yeah.
It's not a pure one frequency, so it could have some of the harmonics going into the.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So anyway, but yes, the idea basically being that, like, there's a frequency that you cannot hear, but other animals will respond to, or, you know, other things within our environment will respond to it. Meaning it is happening, but you don't perceive it. You don't see it. It doesn't seem like anything to you or I. And that's really significant because that's having an effect on the world. And you were making a really great point of, like, so the point that he makes, just to complete that, is if you're having thoughts, there is a frequency being put out by those thoughts that maybe you may not perceive them as sound per se, but, like, think about it. How is it that you do hear your own thoughts in your mind?
Yeah. Well, regardless, everything that's happening is sound.
Yes.
Because sound is just compression.
Yeah.
It's like compression patterns.
It's a vibration.
It's a vibration of molecules. And, like, show me one thing in this reality that doesn't exist as some kind of vibration of molecules. It
Right.
all is.
Right. And so you were making this really great point of, like, it's not just you can change your thoughts and then you're going to change.
It's not only your
reality.
thoughts that
only
are,
your thoughts. Right.
yeah.
Right. Because you have all these other things. So it would be like if you go into a concert and then you press, like, your ringtone on your phone and you're, like, holding it up and, like, nobody's going to fucking hear that.
I'm the one making all the music.
Right. Right. Yeah. But like, you know, the speakers are clearly overpowered. Dude, I want to play that clip of the Kanye concert because that's just, I'm a stan.
Let me make a point real quick while you do that, which is about dog whistles.
Uh-huh.
Because I think the kind of the general point you're talking about is interesting. Of there's all these, everything is happening through vibrational frequency and creating things into certain patterns. And I even went on that stream into looking at how we view molecules and chemistry now, because you learn like, oh, it's the electron orbits the nucleus, right? But it's not really what it is. And like the more you get into like higher level math, they describe it as like vibrational patterns that are held together through resonance.
Yeah.
Which is literally their sound. That's why I was going in through and showing the cymatics and all that to get to that point. So you see, even scientists nowadays, you didn't learn this in school because you learned like 1908 version of what they thought it was. Now they're like, it's literally these probability waves. What are waves? Like sound waves. Okay, everything is a wave. It's not actually particles. And my point just being, okay, so we can influence reality through vibration, frequency, words, etc., and everything's being held in certain patterns. So not only just the physical objects, but the actual patterns, like political movements, laws, policies, all of those are patterns that are holding behavior in certain patterns, like when they pass a law, now we act in a certain way.
Right.
And so going back to the stuff we were talking about originally about those weird ass fucking memes that the government's doing, they're dog whistles. Like you can't hear the actual frequency that's being played, which is the medium being the message.
Yeah.
The actual meaning of it and the actual influence it has, you can't hear and see that part. You're just seeing the whistle or something, but you're not actually realizing it's sending out a fucking pattern into everybody's minds that's getting them to respond to the war, for example, in a certain way, or respond to robots in a certain way, or whatever it is.
Okay, so when I was a kid, my dad used to take me to concerts because he worked for a record company, right? And he would take me like backstage of I'm gonna say this name now. It's gonna sound fucking ridiculous. But you remember Nick Cannon? Yeah. So backstage with Nick Cannon, who's another one? Master P, Yin Yang Twins, like folks like that, right? Black Eyed Peas. And I remember one of the conversations.
Is Fergie as beautiful in real life as she seems in pictures?
I don't think Fergie was a part of the Black Eyed Peas.
They added her later?
Yes.
Is that when they came out with Let's Get Retarded?
Yes. Yeah, I remember a conversation that I was having with like somebody backstage, and I was a kid, mind you, but like it was somebody. Shut up, Katie. I was having a conversation with someone, and they were making this point. And I don't remember who it was, but they were making this point of like how in hip hop, like because it was like this was before the event started. They were going on stage to do a sound check, and they were like, in hip hop, and they were specifically saying like in black music, whatever, like what's really important is the bass. Like the bass has to move you. Like you have to be able to feel it, because if you can't feel it and you just hear the song, it's not the same, And so they were making this point of like the music has to go through you and you have to feel it. And dude, oh man, I was hearing something recently that was like, we're gonna play this song. There's a Black Eyed Peas song, actually. I'll play you that song later. But it was this point of like the music has to move through you and move you. It's not just you're hearing it and you're making a choice to dance along with it. It's like the idea is basically like the music moves you because it forces you,
like the grains of sand on the speaker plate. They're not like
right.
Imagine they have sort of a level of consciousness and the speaker starts vibrating and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, and everyone's like dancing, and it's like a certain pattern, and they turn up the frequency, and then suddenly everyone's like doing a different dance,
right?
Which shows like a different pattern.
Right, exactly. And so that's the point that I'm trying to say is like when you're saying the White House videos that they're putting out, the memes and all that shit, it is a dog whistle. Like, yes, here's the sound that you're hearing is like, that's the meme. haha, or oh, I can't believe that. But then underneath it is like this is moving you. This is the vibration, the frequency that's like fucking moving your body to go do the thing that we need you to do or want you to do or whatever, right? And man, we talk about this all the time. But just the consideration of how we've dumbed everyone down to the point where like the average person can't even recognize that they're moving. They think it's them moving. You get what I'm saying?
It's almost like you're saying God is in control of reality and we don't really have free choice. In the beginning was the sound.
No. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like,
well, but it is true also.
But what I'm saying, the point that I'm making is like, because what you said was like we don't have free choice.
Don't.
But that's only given that we've accepted that. And I don't mean in the context of like if you would just wake up and realize that you have free choice, then you would. What I mean is like, again, we've been raised in an environment, we've been traumatized, we've been set in this way where we are imprisoned and we've been taught how to be our own jailers. And we don't know anything else. Which, in that context, you don't have a choice. You can only do that.
But what choice do you have even now? Like, I would say the only point of choice, like free will, free choice, whatever you have, is am I going to change the programming within myself?
Yeah.
Because you're still going to follow it programming.
Yeah.
It's just like what's coming up automatically. That's what you're going to do.
Okay, but when you say you don't have a choice, that sounds like and I know we don't have the average person listening, but I'm just saying that sounds like to the average person, give up. Like, that's just defeatism, Like, there's no point.
No, but I'm saying you could change your programming.
Okay, but you have to clarify.
I said that.
No, but but you're saying, but what you're saying now is you still don't have free choice, but people you can choose your program.
Let's say I never told anybody you don't actually have any free choice. They're still going around acting like they do.
They do, yeah.
While they're not actually choosing anything.
I agree.
So I'd rather you be like, oh shit, I actually don't have a choice. I have to change my programming. Because if I don't change my programming, there's no amount of, no, I'm just going to start choosing all the time now. Not going to happen.
No. But if I don't have free choice and you're telling me I don't have free choice, then okay, well, there's not a choice anyway, so I'm just going to keep doing this.
But you were already acting like you had a choice.
So it doesn't matter.
You weren't.
So it doesn't matter.
So you could change it. Do you like what you're experiencing?
How could I change it if I don't have free choice?
Free choice, what I'm saying is if you go outside of your room right now and start walking around, you're just being influenced by everything.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're choosing.
Yeah.
So there is no choosing in any of that. The moment of, okay, I'm going to, like, within myself, go through my vocabulary, forgive the points within myself.
Okay, I see the point. Because I agree with everything that you're saying, obviously. But what sounds different is when you say free choice, it sounds like I don't have a decision to make.
Right.
There is no decision for me to make. Or there is no point in which I can influence things or change anything. There's nothing to change, essentially. Like, I'm a follower of Allah,
But if somebody says, wow, it sounds like I don't have any choice anymore, but the whole time you thought you did, What I'm saying is the whole time you thought you did, you actually weren't choosing anything, like
I
in a
agree.
conscious, like moment to moment way. So you weren't.
Yeah.
So you just had the illusion of free choice.
I think this is only an argument that you and I can have.
I know. Let's go. Hope you guys are enjoying this.
Yeah, basically, like, I don't even know what the fucking point I was making before this was. Your fucking fault. Anyway, would you like to see a clip of Kanye?
Yeah. Do I have a choice?
This is really cool. No, you don't. Check this out. This is so, like, this is crazy to me. That's so cool. I would go.
In the night, I hear him talk. Yo, Dre, I gotta hear him. I gotta hear him. We're gonna start this again. Make sure I gotta hear the audience when they say the coldest story ever told.
Okay, now imagine you pull out your phone and you're like, but I want to listen to the Macarena right now. And you start playing that. Okay? Let's see who hears you.
In the night, I hear him talk.
You can't even hear your own song now. Anyway, I just thought that was cool. Just the visuals on that.
Think about this. Kanye West, I would say one cool thing about him is that he's honest about the fact that he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
He's mentally ill. Like, he's delusional. Right? And it's funny because you have so many people, especially over the past few years, who are like, oh, he's, anti-Semitic, all this stuff, right? But he's just a person that is also very creative and has a certain resonance, right? And that's what I was trying to say about the elite. Like, they're all mentally ill, like everybody. I was reading an article on the Destiny website from a while back when Bernard was having a discussion about schizophrenia. And there's this one part where somebody was like, so it seems like you're saying everyone's schizophrenic. He's like, yes. I'm like, really though? You're hearing a voice in your head.
Yeah.
Why should you hear a voice in your head? You're like, oh, that's me. How is it you? It's a voice in your head. Like, you wouldn't even need to have a voice in your head if it was just you here actually directing things. Yeah. And my point just being like, everybody on this planet actually has a form of mental illness. There's something not right. There's a split inside of you. And then, so it makes sense why all the things in our reality are totally fucked up, reinforcing, and then all of the religions, philosophies, everything is just a way of, in that mental illness, it's like an OCD compulsion of like, well, if I do this, then that bad thought will go away. And then we have the conditions that we've manifested in our system that don't really take care of everybody, that you end up getting abused by. And that reinforces the point that there's got to be something else. But it's really, if you go back and watch the live streams I did over the past couple days, like, we really go into like the delusional shit that people talk about, like they're actually explaining it. And I'm like, how is this any different than what anybody experiences actually? Yeah. The difference is that person sort of interfering with people's ability to just, it's like there's a stability of the system, a certain kind of stability. And when someone goes too extreme in their craziness, it messes with the stability of the system.
Yeah.
But if you zoom out and look at the entire system overall, that's just the expression of a delusion as well.
Yeah.
And only certain people are benefiting in a certain sense from that delusion, but they're not really. Like Elon Musk or Palmer Luckey, it seems like, oh, they're having such a cool life, but like, what is he doing? He's just building fucking weapons. How is that helping anything?
Okay.
So, well, but there's crazy people out there in the world. I'm like, you're one of them.
Here's my point with the Palmer Luckey, the Elon Musk, the clavicular, right? Is just extrapolate that for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
this is your influence, Now, for the next 40 years, what does that generation look like? What do those kids look like when they become adults? You know, this guy's like, oh, the only pub you need to go to is PubMed. You know, like not have any friends and Tiptoe Max and like. Then it's all just about how you're perceived and what are you bringing to the world. Just more of the same craziness that you're seeing in video games. Like what's influencing the culture actually right now, and versus what could be influencing the culture, which is us. Which, by the way, shout out all the ladies with all your great videos. Like I see like tons of awesome videos from all the women. Maya got like over 1 million views on one of her videos.
Like one, oh wow, damn.
It was one where she was like making steak.
Still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I see Kaylana's got like 20K views. Giselle's hitting the 40K views, and like so it's cool because that right now is a small impact, but imagine as that grows and the influence that we have as a network and bringing people in and just sharing. Like Christine actually chuck roast.
A chuck roast is a steak.
It is a steak. It's part of a cow. Anyway,
just because you roasted it.
Yeah.
No, I guess a steak is when you slice it into strips, I suppose. There's probably some technical definition of steak. So, yeah, like you could take a chuck roast, what you call it, and you could slice it into steaks. But when you keep it as one giant piece, they call that a roast.
Yeah. Christine made a video, or like a couple videos the other day. And in those videos, she was just saying basically, she was just talking about like homeschooling. She was just sharing, I think maybe a controversial take on like, somebody talking shit about homeschooling or something like that. And
you're talking about Christine?
Yeah, my wife.
Was it the one about things not having to be that complex?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was a good video. Yeah,
she made a few videos like that.
Oh, okay.
Right? And she's been getting like, I think 5 different people have messaged her.
Wow.
Like saying, I want to know more about this.
Why are the women better than us at this?
I have no fucking clue, but I'm down. I'm down. But yeah, and she's like, it's not like it has a lot of views. Just like she went on TikTok. Here's something she got from Katie. She gave Katie credit for this. She said because Katie said that the videos that she would upload on TikTok don't get a lot of traction. And she was saying probably because like on a resonant level, Katie doesn't use TikTok, right? And so Christine was like, so what I did was I uploaded my video, and then for like just 2-3 minutes, I go onto TikTok and I just like a bunch of videos, and then I just turn off TikTok, and I just give myself 2-3 minutes every day to just go back and like a bunch of videos, and that's it. And then it pushes out her videos to people. So she's like, I think it's working, because random people have started messaging her on TikTok and following her on TikTok. So it's like, it's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just sharing that because it's part of the influence that we're having. Think about this, and I know we don't have much time left, but the influence of 1+1. Like, you found me somewhere. On a cruise. We found each other. Actually, I was just hanging out with Josiah. You know who really brought me into all this? Josiah. Josiah was, I think, like 14 or something. And I was just like,
whoa, that's not.
I was like, he's the only other kid on this cruise. I'm going to hang out with him. because I knew he was associated with Avery. I was like, I'm not gonna hang out with Avery, but I'll hang out with Josiah. So we hung out during that cruise, and then I guess I don't know how I met you or whatever, and then afterwards you were like, let's hang out in Orlando. We'll be in Orlando, and then that had an influence in my life. Right? Is his birthday today? I don't know. Happy birthday, if it is. I don't know. But then that you had an influence in my life where you were basically impulsing me with your social media, and then you also reached out to me, and then we talked, and then I got TT, and then you were influencing
you joined
me
my cult.
Yeah, Destiny, and I was like, I don't know about all this, but through your influence, it really changed my life 100%. Right? And then now I've got children. We have now that influence has spread to the point where we have a community. And look how many more people we are now, and how now they're spreading their influence into social media. And that's just going to continue growing. Especially because what's really cool about what we're doing is it's real. Like there's a purpose to it. Like it makes sense all the time. You know, go ahead.
Kate and I were talking this morning, and we were talking about things generally, and then we brought up it was something about you, and because I was talking about the Kanye West stuff, and I was saying how I was like, Drake like thinks Kanye West is cool, and we were just talking about some different points about that, but I was looking at it like, okay, what? Oh, I know why. Because I bought some new Crocs to wear as like sandals, and they're right here. They're like this. So they're like kind of like slides, I suppose, right? And
no, I already see the whole conversation that you had. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was like, Kanye West like influenced our world. Like, because those shoes are definitely because of his sort of idea about how footwear should look, right? 100%, right? They would not exist if he hadn't done that thing. And I'm like, all right, cool. So he influenced the world to wear shoes like that, know, and maybe there's some other ways, but I'm like, but he's insane. Like he's a crazy person, right? Like objectively, objectively.
Yeah.
But he's crazy enough to be like, I'm going to fucking influence shit. And like, I don't care. Like, it's what I want to do, And I was like, so what are we here to do? Like, we're here to influence the world to make sure their kids can fucking read.
Yeah.
And then all the things that come from that, obviously. But at the most basic, simplified level, it's just to influence. Like, imagine our legacy is going to be that a lot of children actually become really educated and can think differently about reality, because right now they want to influence them to just rely on AI and trust it and all that shit we've talked about a lot. But like our actual, like we're going beyond. And see, the thing is, I don't have to compare myself to Kanye West. Like if it's at an individual level of creativity and all this shit, like I'm not going to be able to compete with that because he's got a different programming and it fits into a lot of things, right? But like, okay, as one individual, let's say I'm not as powerful creatively in the context of influencing all these little tiny things in the system like fashion and shit. Okay. But as a group, we can influence the fact that in the future, we will have changed this world because people can actually process information. That's so much more important. It doesn't look as sexy and cool. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, everyone's wearing the shoes I invented, like that seems cool. But who gives a shit? So it's not like I get to take credit because in the future, all these kids are going to be reading. It's not like because, oh, look at how great I was, and I think that's the difference between when you look at like Kanye West, there's a person that you can attach it all to. And it's like, they're the one that made all this happen, even though that's probably not the whole story anyways, but they represent that. But like with what we're doing, it's like you don't get that point of like I'm the one, it all came from me and it's because I'm so amazing. It's like it's really about you're pushing yourself, like we were talking about in the beginning, that that Demis Hassabis point about like you're pushing yourself into the limits and all that stuff. So you still have to do that, but it's not about you being the one that did it all. You know?
Yeah.
So, but within ourselves, if we're envious of that point, it's really just accepting like this idea of ourselves that we're so little, which doesn't mean that we have to go to the polarity, because if you like, well, I can't be that great like that. And it's like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit if anyone remembers my name, thinks I'm great, writes stories about me, movies, like I still can direct myself, right? That's why I'm doing the live stream, because I'm like, hey, I actually have some things to say. And like, I was talking to John Anthony, he was like, dude, he was enjoying it. And he was like, no one's like going into all these kind of topics in like the live streaming. It's all clavicular and Nick Fuentes and all that shit, right? So it's like, all right, I'm just going to talk about stuff that's interesting on what I do.
Yeah.
But it's not about any one of us becoming, it's not about any one of us becoming the one that everyone focuses on, but at the same time, not resisting that either.
Yeah.
Right? Because there may be people in our group, there will have to be people in our group who stand in positions that get a lot of attention. But it's not for the purpose of just being able to feel like, oh, I'm so great, I'm so amazing, I'm, you know, because of the following. I saw this quote. I don't remember who it was from. I was trying to remember who it was from. It was something about if you, it was something to deal with like, if you're getting your feeling of love and esteem from like your followers, then when people hate you, it's like you'll also be subject to that as well. It was something along those lines, right?
Sure,
So
that
like
makes
the degree to which you need other people's recognition, the
Yeah.
thing is, with that comes like the other half of the world hating you in an extreme way.
Yeah.
So you're going to be affected by that as well. It's like, what if you just literally didn't give a fuck how you're perceived? Like, who I am is the fact that we're going to have a lot of children being able to read and process information and actually really think critically, like in a way that no one's ever even, that's why I don't even like the word critical thinking, because it's just a bullshit concept that's really just in the realm of like thinking. It's not about that. It's about really actually processing reality, taking responsibility for it. And like, if we can just let go of the need to have the recognition for it, and then realize whatever hate comes our way, that's not personal to us either. It's all fucking irrelevant. It's just about like, what are we here to do? Because when we influence reality, that's influencing the reality we're going to experience as well. You know, it's like, you want to have a life that you enjoy, create that in the world, and then you'll get that reflected back. But in a world that's actually best, like, why would you give a fuck? Like, why would there be anybody important? You know, like, yes, there could be people who do really cool things and you could admire that, but it won't be like, oh, and I think they're so amazing. Like, why would you care?
Yeah.
You wouldn't care, which is not to say that they don't matter. It would be appreciative, but why do they have to become the focus that you like worship that person?
Yeah.
Isn't it more about the thing they did? And so the worship becomes relevant because nobody else can create cool stuff. It's only a few people. So you don't feel like you can do it. So it's like this superiority inferiority relationship.
Right. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. I know you and I talked about this in our chat, but the point of like, the only reason why we have billionaires or kings and queens and things like that is because of an inequality in education and inequality in intelligence. And because of that inequality, it seems like when somebody comes up with a cool solution, it's like, oh, wow, they're so amazing. I could never do that. They deserve all the money. As opposed to like, if everyone had the ability to think on that level, to create on that level, to have that education, to have that intelligence, then when something was created, it would be like, oh, cool, you came up with this. Awesome. This will benefit everybody. You know, and then but it wouldn't be like you're so much better than me. It's like, I mean, eventually I could have done something like that or figured that out, come up with some sort of solution, you know, and so there would not be this inferiority, superiority. It would just be like actual equality.
Yeah, like
That's
actual
why what we're doing is
appreciation of
so
each other.
important. Yes.
Like I there was a clip Katie sent me of Kanye West, and he's like wearing that hood or something, and he's talking about how it was like him reacting to somebody asking him how to make a PDF. Have you seen this?
No.
And he's like very matter of like hold on, let me just pull it up. I'll show you what I mean. Also, while I'm finding that, do you know what the average screen time for people is? I looked it up. In 2023, it was 7 hours and 4 minutes. Daily use varies by age. Teens often exceeding 8.5 hours of screen time.
8.5 for a teen? Jeez.
8 hours and 39 minutes. U.S. adults over 7 hours is like the average. And I was just thinking about it because I got a notification on my phone, and it said my average screen time for the past week was 4 hours.
Wow.
That's surprising. I'm like, really?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah. That's it.
Son?
Yeah.
My issue with Jim was we working on clothes. And I said, look, send me a PDF. For anybody who doesn't know, it's like a group of pictures in a folder that you send to the iPhone. You could do like 300 pictures, 10 pictures on it, 10 pages. I said, send me a PDF of all the ideas, all the young niggas you know in New York. Let me see all of this shit right now. Let the king see everything that's happening, right? This man tells me, I don't know how to make a PDF. That was way more disrespectful to me than a nigga figuring out how to get the $2 million. Do you understand why? Because this shit to my face, nigga. You gonna lie to me about a fucking PDF?
I don't know.
After I sat and took the meeting for you, you took the money and I ain't even asked your broke ass for a percentage?
Maybe he didn't know how to do it.
Do you think one of his young niggas knew how to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that he could have figured it out after that nigga made $2 million?
Definitely.
Next subject.
Definitely.
So I don't know what the context was. The way I interpreted it, because I maybe saw a shorter clip or something, was just kind of like, why are you fucking asking me about it? But so I kind of get where he was coming from. But
it's wearing clothes.
But it's also just this point of kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I can kind of empathize if you consider where he's at, but most people are not as just like, let's do this, let's make it happen. And so he's having to deal with people who are like accepting themselves as much as inferior.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the only reason why he's in the position he's in actually is because people perceive him as superior.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he, on the one hand, like he wants everybody to kind of be at his level, but then everybody would be making shoes and clothing and stuff, and like who would be wearing your stuff?
Then he wouldn't
because
be
you would just
special.
make. So that's it's like this weird kind of dichotomy where it's like,
Right.
it's like I'm the king, and it's like,
yeah.
Then don't get upset that people fucking don't know how to make a PDF. Like, I like how the guy was like, maybe he didn't know how to make a PDF.
Yes.
Anyways, all right, we better go because we got another meeting coming up here.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. I'm gonna click the button. Okay.
Okay, press the button.
See y'all next time. Actually, probably not next week.
We will not be here next week.
I don't even know about the next one. Probably, maybe then one after that. I don't know. Either way,
We'll be here in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Press the button.
Should I press it?
Press the button.
Okay. I'm pressing the button.
Self-perfected, making things clear.